So here we go, the culmination of this entire conflict drama going on. As you watch, remember this. The sin of hypocrisy is grave. Our Lord himself spoke fiercest against this, calling the Pharisees whitewashed tombs. Matthew chapter 23, verse 27. To accuse others falsely while hiding one's own guilt is to heap judgment upon oneself. Yet, keep in mind, the purpose here is not mockery nor vengeance but clarity. Gossip is a sin. False accusations are a sin. And harboring real evil while condemning imagined evil is a scandal that wounds souls. I ask you, watch not with glee, but with sobriety. Think not how amusing their downfall, but rather how dangerous hypocrisy is, even in me. For all of us are tempted to condemn in others what we excuse in ourselves. This is a mirror as much as a warning sign. Coffee time 5 should have been the end of this, but of course, it's not. It's never the end with these kinds of people. So here it is, the final nail in the coffin, the one video of videos. I'm going to cover a lot of things briefly, but I'm going to show you where to find the full thing in case if you want to see a full thing for yourself. These are people who have claims against me, against others, and they really shouldn't be talking about anyone, given the kind of people that they are. But let's not waste time. Let's get right into business. I'm just going to show everything first. I'm going to show the evidence first, and then we'll explain who these people are. And then I'm also going to explain what's going on with me. This is our main guy here today. His name is Rickslov, also known as Rickslov. I also heard people say KB or Trevor Belmont, not to be confused with Trevor Belmont, who's a different person. We're going to get into that later. This is our main person, the main guy that we're going to be speaking about today. And him and the people who are associated with him. Also starting are these people, Trevor Belmont, Slayer, Appassionata, Kingslytee, Ghost, and Reaper Rose. So we're going to get straight to the point. I'm going to show the proof of Rick being a lolicon, who he is, his associates, and the arguments, and then the claims against me, and then any extra stuff at the end of the video. So first, let's start off. Proof that Rick is a lolicon. His anime list, Twitch and server emotes, and other strange behavior. But mostly it comes down to these two, and this is just kind of like to just really nail the point in. But just with the anime list is enough, but this is just like a little extra to really drive in the point. So let's not waste time. The anime list. This is the biggest point of contention. This is the issue that is brought up most of the time when it comes to Rick. And the reason for that is because of what's in the anime list, right? I'm just going to show you that, first of all, this is his list. It's not fabricated. It's not somebody added to it or something made up. It is his list. It's not something that me or somebody else created. It's something that all comes from Rickslov himself. I'm going to show you the proof. This is the video I showed to Sly. If you see this video, it shows you me showing the lore, going into a server, getting his long ID, showing that this is indeed him, and that this is his anime list. And you don't just need what I show here and anything else that I show. You could hear it from his own words. So this anime list here, we go here, it shows it. This is the anime list, but let's show that this is actually his list and not something made up. So here's Rick on a stream with Kingslytee. You're just going to hear from Rick's words himself.
Goes into the same shit. But again, it's like, brother, the people that you're firing off at, nobody wants anything to do with you. We're not talking about you. We don't give a fuck about what you do.
True.
If you died tomorrow, I wouldn't even be happy. You couldn't even elicit a response in me emotionally like that. I don't care about you. At some point, you're going to have to realize that you cobbling together my anime list, which for those of you guys who have been in these streams where I've been around, that's been the huge point of contention. It is a list. I've been watching anime for 15 years of my life. The anime that he referenced when he was talking to Sly came out in 2010. I was a 13-year-old boy. For those of you guys who do watch anime, my first anime I watched in the 8th or 9th grade called Parasites, where the alien, gets into the guy's hand and they got to fight together to figure out, whatever the fuck. A kid told me about that when I was in junior high school. But because Trap is hoping, again, that we don't say anything, he wants you to think that I watched this stuff last year, last month, last week, and he's kind of just moving like that. But again, you don't even need the context. Once you just remove it from the vacuum, you realize it's actually nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So
It doesn't mean anything, is what he's saying. Okay, we're going to see exactly what's nothing. So according to Rick, these are animes that he watched when he was 13 years old. But when we look at this anime list, it has things that did not come out in 2010. Dandadan is a new anime. This one that's ranked at the beginning at the top of it, it came out last couple months ago. This anime came out a couple months ago. Also, if Rick was 13 in 2010, then that means in 2020, he would have been 23. And in 2021, he would have been 24. So, it doesn't really work. This excuse doesn't really work given the fact that he is out here recommending anime called Yosuga no Sora to people in 2021. I'm going to show you what I mean. So here we are in Rick's server. Everything in Not Safe for Work is what I like. Very strange stuff right off the bat, but we're here to show that he really does promote these weird animes. All right, got his long ID. That's how we know it's him. Everybody can change their name and profile, but you can't change your long ID. So we're gonna look for Rick. Put in Yosuga no Sora, the incest pedophile anime. Here he is telling people to watch this show. Watch Yosuga no Sora. Watch his harems and etchies. Watch Yosuga no Sora. He's recommending it. And then he gives the link. Gotta make sure that it's him. Copy from the message, not just saying that it's him. It's the same guy. if we actually look up from the long ID, that's also another way that you could see from what message is from who. And we can see that when we put in the long ID, it's still the same. Still the same. Yeah, so he's recommending this show. And he even pinned the message. He's given his recommended. It will change the way you'll think about harem. There's only 12 episodes. So what is with this anime list that's causing such an issue? Now let's finally get to the meat of potatoes and let's not waste time. This is his list. He just admitted that this is his list. Okay, we're going to see what kind of anime are in this list. I want to warn you that it's a bit graphic, so if you're sensitive to these kinds of things, skip on ahead because there's other things going on. So we have Dandadan itself, the first anime that you see in this list that came out a couple months ago. We can see what kind of anime Dandadan is. From 4.5, we can go see how this is going here. The alien scene from Dandadan. Look at the manga, looks fairly normal. Typical things. But when you watch the anime, it gets a little bit strange. Here's an article talking about it. Now you can just watch it on YouTube. And of course, because it's some sus stuff, I have to take it into another browser. And you can get ready for this. Yeah. You can see as I'm going through it is some crazy stuff. Yep. This is what Rick watches. A recent addition to his list. And how old is she, by the way? I mean, just a measly 16 to 17, you know. Nothing unusual going on here for Rick, of course. And that's that. He's seen both the first season and the second season. We also have Darling in the FranXX. Darling in the FranXX is also another very highly sexual anime. You have 02. Age unknown. Her age is unknown. The other characters' ages are not unknown. So Darling in the FranXX is another one of these animes that's very highly sexual. So this is the main character, Hero. Age 14, 15. This is 02, the one that's people like a lot. Age unknown. That's her. The same one that you see here. This right here that you see, that's 02. She's a pink-haired girl with the red horns. That's her. That's 02. This anime is very sexual in nature. You have this character too, 14, 15. Time skip 17. Just the way they sit in this pilot. So this is a mecha anime. This is a mecha anime where they're in robots and all of that. They fight aliens. But it's not just known for that. It's not just known for what's going on, and it's also known for how these mechs are piloted. So this is how the mechs are piloted in Darling in the FranXX. Let's just give a little quick over. So I can't play it because then I'll get copyright struck. All right. Pretty cool stuff. You know, they fight the monster, whatever, you know. And yeah. So it spills out. They fight the monster. It spills out the goo, right? It gets on the mechs, right? It's a mecha anime. They're fighting in big robots, you know, typical things, right? Seems fine, right? Right? But look at this. Look how the cockpit looks like, right? Look at the cockpit looks like. See how this guy. So the pilot sits in the back, the guy, while the girl sits in front in this position, and the controls come out from the butt. You can clearly see this position. Yeah. I mean, you can see for yourself. I mean, look at that. Look at this, bruh. What is it? What is this show, bro? Why does this guy watch this stuff? And then, yeah, of course, the clothes start melting and everything, man. This dude, man. The clothes start melting, of course. Oh, look at that. Bro, this is crazy. Y'all can see what's happening here, right? I don't think I need to really delve in deep with what's going on. Yeah. I think y'all understand. Look at the recommendations from this video. Look at the recommendations from this video. Look at this video right here. Look at this right here. Oh my goodness. Yo, there's a whole playlist about this. Yeah, like... Yeah, this is definitely gonna have to be censored. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy, yo. This show is crazy. We're done with this. Y'all can clearly see it's just another one of these things that Rick watches. I don't know what to tell you. I'm at a loss of words. Okay. Yeah. But the issue is that if it was just this, okay, you can say Rick's a gooner, and then that would just be the end of it. But it's not just this. Because that's the thing that people get mixed up. It's not just the Coomer stuff. Because you can find weird scenes like that in plenty of different animes you can find. Is the L0lic0n hentai stuff that get crazy. So as you watch through some of these, you notice that some of them are fairly normal. Quote unquote normal in comparison to what I showed you. You have High School of the Dead, another very highly sexual anime. But it's just Coomer stuff. There's this as well. Oh. But of course you have just straight up hentai like this. But again, just Coomer stuff. There's also this. He says he likes his anime quite a bit. He likes Hestia. That's what I showed in my video. They call her Lolly Big Chest. I don't know. Just something you might have to ask Rick what's going on with this. Now we get to what I shown. So in Crucible, as you're watching here, where I'm showing you what's happening in this anime called Kiss X Sis. I already showed this like a year ago. What happens in this show? Kiss X Sis. Brother gets romantic with his sisters. And yeah. How does it say they are? How does it say these characters are? So how does it say these characters are? Just a measly 16, just another one of these, just another one of them, right? It's just another one of these, just another one of these strange ass animes. Guy likes his sisters a bit too much. And that's what Rick likes to watch. That's what Rick likes to watch. But again, now we're already veering off into very strange territory, but this is still within the realm of Coomer stuff, even though they're in their age. So this stuff is things already fell apart as it is, but it gets worse. It gets worse when you go down. So you have this hentai over here. High School Boy. I'm not even going to look at the wiki for this anime, for whatever this is supposed to be. But I presume if it's a high school boy, that this is some other type of stuff going on. Yeah. He lives under the same roof as a pair of cute twins and a beautiful older woman. Right. So how old is she? She's the mother? Okay. And then these are the twins, I presume? Okay, she looks mature, but you can never be too sure. They all seem to be older, but this one obviously isn't. You could tell. But again, we're still within the realm of just Coomer stuff, even though things already fell apart. Oh man, we got this anime too, where this guy gets assaulted. The 30-year-old reincarnates as a Shota guy. He reincarnates as this kid, and then quite a bit of things happen in this anime too. I think you know exactly exactly what happened there, right? I think you guys can guess, right? I think it's a hammer it in what happened here, you know? I think I don't know. I think y'all are smart enough to get it. You know? I think y'all understand. Alrighty. How old is she? 5, 16, 35. I mean, I don't know. She looks 35 here. She looks 35 here. Let me see. 35-year-olds, I guess. It gets worse, by the way. It's already bad, but it gets worse. There's more bad things here. So, check this out. A couple days ago, a person by the name of Seven did a stream with Tales of Dale, and he was trying to show Rick's anime list. Now, when Seven was trying to show this particular anime we're about to see, it was number 143.
Okay, bro. So go to 143, bro. Go to 143. Let's.
I have no problem doing it.
Let's
what about? Tell me what it's about.
It's a hentai.
It's a what?
As we can see, 143 is now a different anime, meaning that between then and now, as I'm doing this recording, is August 26th. Between then and now, it's 145. So clearly he added a new anime to this list. You see that? Where it says, list 143. My brother is really big, wanna come see. He's actively adding new anime to this list. So what is this anime? My brother's really big. Now, a young preteen is caught in the bathroom by his older teen sister, Chiaki. And it just gets worse. It just gets worse. She made CP because he's underage, so this is CP. So she created a CP image, sent it to her friends. They came to come over to see his, and then they all come together. And this is the main character. He's a kid, man. This is a kid, bruh. And so in this anime, this kid, his older sisters assault him. His older sister and her friends come over to assault him. And that's what this hentai is about. Is abuse of a minor, the child. If he's a young preteen, a preteen is 13, 12. If he's a young preteen, I presume what they mean by young preteen is that he might not even be 10 or 11. This is Rick. So, if this is now, but this is another thing. If this is now 145, that means 2 anime got added to this list that was not here before. So if we go back to the recording I have here of me showing his anime list, we go to the top. Let's compare. What's different here? What's in here that's different? What do I have here now that's different than from the time I showed this? Let's go back. Let's compare it. Anime lists. So, Dandadan Season 2. Dandadan Season 2 is the same. They just changed icon. Gachi Akuta, same thing. Dress Up My Darling, same thing. Akudama Drive. Now wait a second. Didn't I skip over something? New Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt is the new anime that he added to his list. Between the stream that Tales of Dale did with Seven. This was 6 days ago. Bruh. So you're telling me that from then to now, this dude added this to his anime list? I dread to even know what, based off of whatever, all the other stuff that Rick's into, I dread to know what this anime is about. I dread to even know. This character is literally named Panty. Her power is she's able to transform her panties into a diamond handgun called Backlace. What is this show, bruh? He added this within 6 days. This is a new anime that he added to his list, not something that he watched in 2010. This is 2025. As in, from a week I'm making this video, as I'm recording this. Look, just with the anime list on its own, I could go on forever. By the way, we're not done with this issue. Because Rick, in the past, was already exposed with this anime list by a completely different person that's got nothing to do with me and doesn't like me. A completely different person. They show an anime. Let's see what it's about.
Yeah, these kindergartners get magical candy. And what happens to them again? They stay the same mentally, but they turn into teenage
grew
girls.
Up, they behave just as they did before, despite their voluptuous bodies receiving lots of unintentional temptations.
And you call that hentai, Rick, specifically, in your message.
Yeah.
Hentai about...
Where I've solicited or watched this hentai?
Right here on your anime list, and then you trying to imply I'm a sick person because of hentai I watched years ago will do nothing to you. That's what I'm referencing right there.
Okay, there's hentai on my public anime list. Can you show how I watched or solicited this to anybody?
It's on your list.
That's what pedophiles do, right?
Yeah, you watched...
I never said I watched that,
right? But why is it on your anime list?
Can you show how... One, can you show that that's my anime list? And can you show where, when, how I've watched it? Or who I've solicited the list to?
Here's the thing, right? If you remember the background of the video we were just watching, right? We can see here, right? I'm on the Wayback Machine. I just put in the URL to Rick's anime list, right? There's only 2 snapshots. May 2020 or 2021. Let's see what's on it. Doesn't this look familiar? I believe, I don't know, it's just very eerie. I'm not exactly too sure. Perhaps maybe from the video we were just watching, the exact same background and everything. So let's see. We have a couple anime here that are not in the list that we have currently, but clearly more things have been added or removed. So here's the thing, right? The anime that they were just talking about in the video I was showing is this one. The Muchi Kyousei, however you say that last part.
My Discord, it's never been anything that I was hiding from anyone. People have scanned through. I have tons of people go through the content daily. It's really no big deal. If I'm finding not safe for work stickers, which he's also using in the video, where there's not safe for work shit in there, anyone can see it. There's no me hiding anything. And I'm also not searching for ages on characters. It's not like a lolly thing where it's actually depicting a child doing anything, because that has never been founded by me ever.
We're gonna test that, but we're gonna get back to the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got the screenshot of it on his anime list right there.
I can't read it. I can't see it. It's all like, you know what I mean?
See the big arrow on Rickslov's anime list?
So let's see. Rick. So let's see. Kingslytee pronounced that?
Yeah.
It says Muchi Kyousei. I don't know what that is. I don't watch anime, so I don't know what that is.
So again, you go back to 2028. You want to look at the pictures of what those characters are before they get this magical candy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they get magical candy.
Yeah, these kindergartners get magical candy. And what happens to them again? They stay the same mentally, but they turn into teenage girls.
They behave just as they did before, despite their voluptuous bodies receiving lots of unintentional temptations.
And you call that hentai, Rick, specifically in your message. Hentai about
where I've solicited or watched this hentai?
It's on your list. This is your anime list. Ain't nobody added this to your list except for you, Rick. So you can clearly see that Kingslytee pronounced the anime of this. It's called Muchi Kyousei Seichouchuu. What is this anime about? Well, right off the bat, it's hentai. We can see that. Our protagonist is the teacher of a small class of girls. One day, he gave the girls a little snack, but the snack ended up having some huge effects. They grew up. They behaved just like they did before, despite their voluptuous bodies receiving lots of their unintentional temptations. His patience is about to run out. And yeah, so it's high schoolers. Excuse me. It's very young kids that just transformed into adults. You can clearly see by how they look that these are very young kids that just transformed into adults. It's a hentai. Look, it's hentai with these characters. But because they grew up into adult bodies, that automatically makes it okay? Weird ass dude. Because now they're adults, it makes it okay, bruh? They're still children mentally, chronologically. This is your list. This doesn't belong to anyone else except for you. No one added this to your list except for you, Rick. This is your list. You cannot deny that this anime has been on your list. It's yours. This is your anime list. Look, Rickslov, Wayback Machine. Somebody snapshotted your weird ass nonsense before you had the chance to get rid of it. And because you were called out about it, we can see in your modern anime list that it doesn't exist anymore. That it's been removed. Look, I'm looking around the MU and it doesn't exist anymore. So clearly you did remove it. And you're adding and removing it. So you removed it when you were called out. But from then on, you added on more weird anime to your list. And within 6 days, you added another one. That's weird too. As you guys can see, just with this already took up a whole bunch of the video already. Just with this anime list. You're telling me that, we're going to talk about everybody else now, later on. You're telling me that everyone who's surrounding Rick was not able to investigate this list. It was been brought to their attention multiple times and nobody decided to check up what's going on with this dude. Nobody decided to go to his list or just his server and see what's up. Nobody cared, I guess. This issue has been brought up not just by me, by other people, and nobody cared to even check. I can go on all day about the anime list. Just that in and of itself is enough to just do this guy in. But I'm going to show you that it gets worse. There's more to this. There's more to this because of course there's more. Why wouldn't there be more? Why wouldn't there be more? There's also his Twitch and server emotes. I'm going to show you what I mean. So in this video, I show you what's going on in Rick's Twitch. I go to his... In this video, I show you what's going on in Rick's Twitch. Going through his emotes. Very suspicious things, of course. It was a very hastily made video I just did off the cuff. Yep, looks normal. Looks normal so far. But now things fall apart as we get down here. Yeah. Okay. There's 02 again. The one with the pink hair. Nope, just a bunch of gooner stuff. But the issue is not that Rick's a gooner, because that we already know. The issue is also the fact, I don't even want to know what's happening here. If you remember, this person, Shot Caller, showed this about Marin. Marin she's 16. Oh, she's 15. Wow, even worse. And Rick just showed her giving head in his stream. He just has a GIF of that on his computer. And I don't know why. But we also have this. Because Rick is into lolly. Despite what he says, he is into lolly. You see this? This anime girl, this is Shigure Ui, the artist of Ozura Subaru of HoloLive. She made a lolly version of herself, right? She's also worked on some visual novels, but we're here for this. So obviously I can't play the audio of this because I get copyright struck with the quickness. But this song is very, very L0lic0n. It's a very L0lic0n song. So you can clearly see this is her doing the dance. Right? The same as Rick's emote. You can see it. She made the song. What is this song? What's in the lyrics? What is the song? What's in the lyrics? Right? The lowly God descends when the bell rings. It's like this is the requiem of salvation. Ready, set, go, touch, and you'll be arrested. Extreme, chew, roll call, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, sorry, but I can't hear you. Reverence, lolly God, requiem. What are we dealing with here? What are we dealing with here, if not a lolicon? What are we dealing here, if not a lolicon? So here we go. This is his emotes that he has in his server. Let's just scroll on down. We just got a bunch of sus things. A lot of 0-2. I already showed you what's going on with 0-2. Yep. So far, so normal until we get to the gifts. Look at that. Look at that right there in the bottom. I mean, hey, what y'all think? You also have this character who's from Blue Archive, by the way. We're going to get into that later. Crazy stuff, guys. I was into Samus too. That kind of reminds me of Chozo. They're not too far apart from each other, to be honest. And those are his emotes. But, of course, there's more. Because, of course, there's more. Why wouldn't there be more when it comes to Rick? Of course, there's more. There's always more. I'm going to show you a video. This is something, unfortunately, I don't have in full. But I think from everything I showed before, in combination with the emotes and the way he is, even if it's not the most well done video, because I don't have the full thing, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure you guys can get the point.
That shit's sad. It's a bad one too. Swallow like they were kids too, like. How do you know that? Like, I didn't know that. No, but they definitely was going in the face. They definitely was going in the face. Like, how do you? Yeah, I don't know. They look like fucking like senior year, like around that. Okay, so then what is Jenna Ortega? Did you not notice? Did you not notice their tendencies? Like, it was mad bitch. The way they sounded. Yeah. Okay, so like, who's in the chat? Alright. Look at my sister. Alright, so look, right? And you think that like adult women don't act like kids? Is that what you're saying? Bro, those are not adults, bro. You're not. Okay, so then what is like? How old does Jenna Ortega look like to you? I don't like. Wait, did you not notice their tendencies? Like, it was mad bitch. The way they sounded. Okay, so who's in the chat? There we go. My sister. Alright, so look, right? And you think that like adult women don't act like kids? Is that what you're saying? Bro, those are not adults.
We're just gonna keep on doing this until the show works.
What does Jenna Ortega look like to you? I don't think I'm 18. She looks 13 years old. She looks like a little kid. And she's 19 years old. But that's not a fair comparison. She's mature too, right? I promise you, it's not a fair comparison either way. Like, that shit's sad. It's a bad one too, bro. They're loud as fuck, right? And they were kids too, like. How do you know that? Like, how do you know that? No, but they definitely was young in the face. They definitely was young in the face. Like how do you? Yeah, I don't know. They look like fucking like senior year, like around that. Okay, so then what is Jenna Ortega notice? Did you not notice their tendencies? Like, it was mad bitch. The way they sounded. Yeah. Okay, so like, who's in the chat? Alright. Look at my sister. Alright, so look, right?
Look what he says.
Like, adult women don't act like kids. Is that what you're saying? Bro, those are not adults, bro. You're honest. Okay, so then what is, like, how old does Jenna Ortega look like to you? I don't think I'm 18. She looks 13 years old. Yeah, she looks like a little kid. And she's 19 years old. But that's not a fair comparison. She's mature too, right? I promise you, it's not a fair comparison either way. Like, my way or your way. Like, it's literally impossible for me to tell you. I think you need to understand the fact that I lived in that city and I see little kids like this. No, you don't anymore. Yeah, no, exactly. The fuck? Like, I know what a little Toronto kid looks like. Those are little kids. You being a lame dude. You I wouldn't be surprised if those niggas were nose.
You kind of wilding it right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Rick said the 6 hours. Who's mom?
You.
Well, they're definitely little kids.
You gotta back up some. Put it in reverse, Rick.
Nigga, shut the fuck up. You're a little kid. The fuck? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't. That's like a weird. To be so hard strung on it is weird because like, I don't know how. Even if you've seen people like that, like there's no way that you could tell any. Like, yes, there is. There isn't. There's no competition. There's typical little strong kids.
Interesting.
Now I know after all of this, you guys are gonna be wondering who even is Rickslov to begin with. Who even is this dude? As you can see, Rick is a very crucial part to this server, Symphony. That he created this lore page. This is him. We know it's him. You get the same drill. Copy user ID. Oh, anime list. Put it down from user. Put it in. And of course, wow. Even the most recent message that he sent is 02. Interesting. Moving on. Rick is, well, formerly used to be a low-tier god troll. We're gonna dissect this lore page later on. So Rick is. It's no secret that of the most prominent LTG troll server, Rick was a mod of. And at one point, he would have been the owner of the server had I not decided on something different. We're going to get to that later.
I thought it was just going to be everybody else and not me. Thought wrong. You thought wrong. Side chat. Oh my god, someone just subbed. Oh my god, thank you. What is this? What the fuck? What is that? I can't. What the F? Something about the way that you looking and something about the way that you know, I feel like we've established a real connection. What the fuck?
But that's Rick. Now let's get into his associates. The associates of Rickslov. We have Trevor Belmont. We know that Trevor is an associate of Rick because he is the owner of SOS and he had Rick as his mod. Also, as we can see here, when we go back to the Coffee Time 5 video, we can see who wanted the server to go to Rick. We see Trevor here at the bottom. We can see that Trevor gave his thumbs up to transfer the ownership to Rick, even though later I decided to give it to him instead. But who is Trevor himself? Well, let's see. Trevor himself is also a gooner. He has his channel. I show his channel. And then I show his Twitter. And we know that this is his Twitter because of who follows him and who he follows. If you want details, you can check this video out for yourself. But he's very big into this character, right? He's another Coomer too. He's another Coomer as well. He has this person Shelka who does things for him. And Shelka's another oddball. So if you go to Trevor's Twitter, his first message, the first message that you're going to see is him reposting this person called Skeb. Right? And Skeb is a very, very interesting person. He reposts this person so much times. He just loves Skeb's stuff. He loves Skeb's stuff. You can see that he keeps reposting stuff made by Skeb, the same exact person. Right? So let's see what's going on with Skeb. I'll show what's going on with all these other artists he'd be promoting. It's a lot of Coomer stuff. There's also this. And yeah. So this exact same artist, Skeb, he makes art like this. And this is the person that Trevor reposts. You can see on his Twitter that he reposts this person more than once. You can check this video out for yourself. It's only 16 minutes long. And you can see that he reposts this person multiple times. This person himself makes art like this. All right. This is a person who's associated with Rick. This is one. We have a couple more to go. We have a couple more to go. This is just one. I don't even need to explain what's going on here. Y'all can see and use your eyes. This is clearly a lolly character. This is clearly a lolly character. But that's Trevor. That's Trevor. Trevor, also known as Iggy or Ignacio de la Torre. Again, these are just things I've heard people call him. I'm not exactly sure if that's his name or not, but that's what he's called by certain people. We also have Slayer, also known as Slayer with 7 scars, also known as Gunnar with 7 scars. So we're going to see why he's got this name. We're going to see why. And this is going to also kind of be a little bit of a 2-for-1. I'm going to get to that later while I explain Slayer. So, as we can know, Slayer is also a Gunnar too. All right? Slayer is also a Gunnar as well. Yeah. But that's, if it was just that, there wouldn't really be much of an issue. Even though that's not an issue to brush off, by the way. Meru, this little red demon chick. This red demon chick. What's the issue with Meru? Right? We can look Meru up. And we can see what the AI tells us. So Meru the Succubus, it's a hentai about a succubus in a high school. In a high school. Again, right off the bat, we got ourselves another issue. Another person who's into hentai involving whether it's high schoolers or characters that look young. Another one. Let me just breeze on past this. You can watch this video for yourself as well. It's only almost 44 minutes long. It's a bit longer, but... So I asked the AI, it takes place in a school. You know, you ask the AI tells you what's going on, but it's a bit more than that, right? She takes the form of a teenage schoolgirl. Now, because you can see the AI already generated an answer, but it had to take down its answer because the answer was TOS a violation. Yeah. So she inhabits the body of a teenager and has relations with other teenagers. Right? That's what the AI tells me. Yeah. And we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on with Meru. First, I need to show you that the Slayer is into Meru, and it's not just a matter of just an invention that I made. As you can see, Trevor says that previous owner, meaning me, brought in a lot of Meru emotes over here. But is that really what happened, though? Is that actually what happened, though? Because we can see Slayer himself is a Gunnar. I go through his Steam page. We have Killer is Dead. Killer is Dead has a scene where you stare at a woman's body parts in order to get enough bravery in order to ask her out. That's this game. That's what's in the game. Very unusual stuff. There's also Helltaker, and Helltaker is another game that is bordering on hentai. It's a game where you date demons. Okay, so we got two things. Slayer's a Gunnar, and he likes things involving demons. But it's not just Helltaker, right? Not just Helltaker. There's this very overtly sexual game called Bloody Spell. And there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens here. But we're going to move on. Slayer also promoted some charity of a mentally ill person wanting to mutilate themselves for some reason. That's his prerogative. He can promote a mentally ill person to mutilate themselves. That's that. I know from this kind of comment, Slayer and his people are going to feel some type of way, but given their interests, I could care less, really. I couldn't care less is the better term to use. So we can see Slayer also has, I believe this is an Etsy, and he makes graphics, and the graphics involve lewd demons, demonic women, succubus specifically. So, Slayer, his fetish is succubuses. That's his fetish. So that means that the Meru thing, it could be possible. I'm just making that. I'm just because plenty of things happen and I don't remember everything that happened. It could be possible that the emotes in this server, of the Meru emotes, I might have put them in, but only because this is the third server. There was a second server who put it in the second server, because I just brought in everything. When I made this server, this is the third server. There was a second server. When I made the third server, I just brought over everything that was in the second server. Everything, the exact same thing. Everything's the same. Even the emotes are the same. So who put in the original emotes? If it wasn't Slayer himself who put it in 3, or Rick, could be either one of them. And we're gonna see, even from what I show here, even Ghost is convinced that Slayer is the one who added Meru emotes to the server, although he provides a defense for it. We're gonna get to that later. Well, let's show what's going on with Meru. So here it is, Meru the succubus. This is the safe for work version. Obviously, if there's a safe for work version, that implies that there is a not safe for work version. Otherwise, it would just be the animation. Now, the creators, they say everybody is 18 or older. No actual or identified minor was used in the creation of any character depicted here within. That's his claim. Let's test that claim. So we have Meru, right? She wakes up now in the body of this teenager, right? Oh, excuse me, 18-year-old. Now, she goes to this school. So as we can see, this was originally created in 2020, meaning Meru, 20 years later, that would have been, she actually would have been 19. But here's the problem, because the claim is that the claim that is made by Ghost is that Meru, the succubus, takes place in a college. But we can clearly see that this says high school, not college. So although she is 19, she is 19. But we're going to see. It's a high school. This is what the high school looks like. It says high school. Right? These are what the characters look like. This is not a college. Right? We can see what's happening. She joins in, Meru joins in. She has the hots for this blonde-haired guy. And I mean, what do you guys think? Do these guys look like they're, because it's possible there are people in high school who are 18 or even 19. Do these guys look like they're 18 or 19? The creator says that they're 18 or 19, but do they look 18 or 19? What do you guys think? Now, I'm just going to let this scene play out. With no audio, I'm pretty sure, without even audio, you can guess what happens in this scene. So she sees these guys playing chess. She wants to join, I guess they're asking her about chess. You can see that she's clearly wearing a different outfit. Look at the outfit that she comes in with, right? She came in with this outfit. Then there's a jump cut, right? They pull her in. There's a jump cut here. She walks away with a different outfit, right? Now this person who's very suspicious of Meru, well, I guess she must have heard what was happening. But here it is, right? After what you just saw, remember, we're watching the safer work version. So that means what must have happened in the not safer work version. After what you just saw, they cut out what happened, and then they give this infographic about seed and its quality and what Meru requires to persist. Yeah. You know, there's also this scene where she has a bit of fun time by herself. You also have this scene, very suspicious scene here. Hand very close to particular parts. She's looking down. Right? She's looking down at her body. Can't help these feelings, what these feelings are. Yesterday was a bit much. What happened yesterday? So Meru wearing more and more provocative clothing. Of course. And they seem to really like her. And then she's out here strutting around. I guess she gets into another thing here with whoever this guy is, the principal. She must have did something to get off scot-free. And things happen. And I guess she gets unpossessed. And that's that. Guys, let's not kid ourselves here. High school, they look young. They say even though the person who made this says that they're 18, are we really going to take their word for it? This is like the same thing like when like lolicons, they say that like she looks young, but actually she's like 1,000 years old. A dragon argument, as it's called. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. It's the same thing. Yes, 18-year-old high schoolers exist, but let's be real. If you wanted to really make a hentai, you could have said it in a college. This is clearly a high school. It says it as much. You could have said it in a college, but no, you did it in a high school. And not only that, but you have the audacity to just say that they're all 18. And at the same time, as you say that they're 18, you make them look like this. Yeah. But of course, that's just the Slayer things. We also have Passionata. Passionata, a.k.a. Furude, a.k.a. Passion. I heard somebody called him that. I don't know. I spell it with 2 P's. Some people spell it with 1 P. It's really topsy-turvy. Really depends on the day, I guess, whether or not it's with 1 P or 2 P's, but that's besides the point. So in this video, in the 4th semitone, I talk about more than one person. I talk about these mods that are very strange, named Rebecca and Kay. They have very strange names. Rebecca, the cream to whatever. Let me see if I pull it up. I also show what's going on with L0lic0n and also Coffee's Twitter before he deleted it. We're going to get to him later. So I show what L0lic0n's into his Twitter. All of the strange lolicon stuff that he has on his Twitter. Of course, nothing too out of the ordinary with these guys. I mean, it's just par for the course with these kinds of people. That's just normal. You can see that L0lic0n does play Blue Archive. We're going to get to that later. We're not here for L0lic0n. We're here for Passionata. So after this long thing of me showing what's going on with L0lic0n's Twitter, Femboy using a fleshlight as well, pretty crazy stuff. He just showed that. He just retweeted that. He didn't even care if anybody's watching his Twitter. He just showed this. A furry femboy using a flashlight. Crazy stuff. Ridiculous. But again, we're here for Passionata. So Passionata, he has his own server. Not only that, he has his own server that has not safe for work. Not only that, he has his own server with not safe for work that had minors accessing it. I get his ID. That's how you know it's him. And we're going to look for... So, of course, he has a not safe for work channel full of debauchery. Let's just... Yeah. Full of debauchery. I'm not showing that. Rick is in this server too. And there's Nino, the miner. That's the miner that they say. He was in the server with not safe for work. And you can see not safe for work channels have been a thing since a long time ago. And that's before my server got made. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a passionata. That is a passionata. And we can see the link to Rick, between a passionata and Rick, is that a passionata helped Rick write this lore page. And he also helped in the thing to take down the second server. We get to that later. And this also adds into Slayer's involvement with Rick, because Slayer is part of the staff team. He is also Trevor's brother and also defended Rick multiple times. That's a passionata. Now for Kingslytee, I already know what's going to be said. That he is not associated with Rick, and he's even not associated with SOS. But anytime anyone has a dispute against SOS, he is right there to set up the call. And every single time he comes to their defense. Every time. Every single time. But we're here focusing on Rick. The connection between Kingslytee and Rick. So, despite everything that is shown, which, by the way, these semitone videos, he's seen them. I know he has. And I made sure that he at least saw that Nino, so the thing about Nino being in Rick's server when not safe for work. I can show that here. Again, I'm going to show you what I showed him. So here's me getting Rick's long ID, making sure I get it. Put it in, paste it. There you go. I go through his server showing different things. I show his anime list. Bring its quality back up. Right? That is his anime list. It doesn't belong to nobody else except him. There's Sly and SOS's server, but we're going to go back to what we're doing. Here is Rick recommending Yosuga no Sora. And if for anybody needs a refresher of what Yosuga no Sora is about, let's go back to his anime list. Because his anime list still has Yosuga no Sora in it to this very day. Here it is right here. Incest pedophilia anime. Need I say more? Need I say more? These two are twins, and they have relations with each other. Back to what we were doing. Okay, he has his own not safe for work server. And we see that a certain person's in the server. A certain person is in this not safe for work server. Nino. And what does it say that he joined? Let's see. It said that he joined on August 11th, 2021, which he would have been a minor at that time. And here's Nino in Not Safe for Work speaking, sending messages in Not Safe for Work. Scrolling down, that's censored because it's nude. But what he's sending is already very sexually explicit enough as it is. Here it is in the Not Safe for Work channel. How do we know that that's actually him? Copy your ID, put it down. There you go. That's him. And I made sure that he saw this. Yeah, that's him.
All right, I'm gonna talk to Nino, and I'm gonna find out what he was in 2021. And if he was, then that's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
We already had this conversation live with me and Rick, but I don't know why you think it never happened.
He actually didn't. He lied right there. He never had this conversation with him live.
But so yeah, it would be weird if he did this. If he had them in there and he was that, yo, that's very weird. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the same people who have claims against me. Yeah.
And what does he have to say about that?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't make him not real. They're freaks too. It doesn't make it not real.
You never thought, you never considered that, like, why? Just like you mentioned, who am I to have all of these people fake things against me? Well, perhaps maybe because I exposed them. That's why I exposed them.
You're exposing them now.
No,
We're gonna tackle this later. As you can see, I show what happened. He saw it. But here's the thing about Sly, is that this isn't the first time. All the way back. Remember this? Remember this with Chozo and Squad Shane? Now, I understand, when they were presenting their stuff against Rick, they weren't making a very good argument, and what they presented is not good enough. But Sly, this is you listening to what Chozo and Squad Shane were saying about Rick, right? Now, rightfully so. What they had wasn't much, so this isn't anything to act on, as what they showed wasn't much of anything. But you can see, this is one. You've been told about Rick, even though this wasn't much of anything. But at least it's been made known to you about claims about Rick. But it gets worse than that. It's not just one time you've been told about Rick. So, you also been made known about this clip of Rick and the Jenna Ortega argument thing. And his anime list stuff, which is presented in this video. Right? He mentions it in this video. That's been also presented to you as well in a straight by shot caller. But at least it's been made known to you about claims about Rick. Like, it's worse than that. It's not just one time you've been told about Rick. So, you also been made known about this clip of Rick and the Jenna Ortega argument thing. And his anime list stuff, which is presented in this video. Right? He mentions it in this video. This video that we're watching right now. That's been also presented to you as well in the straight by shot caller. I show Rick his anime list. What's on the anime list? Right? I show it. I mean, I'm not going saying incest is not pedophilia, but that's Ghost. What does this have to do with Sly? You're gonna see.
There's a choice. Yeah, but this is weird though. This is weird though. Y'all really defend this? God? Nope.
Moving on. He'll get his own section. I'll show what's going on in his anime list. Here's Kingslytee in my chat. He's talking about Chozo. He wants to speak to Chozo. Kingslytee is in my chat, looking at what I'm presenting about Rick. So that means he's been made note about this once. And he never decided to, at least perhaps, because he has people to check things for him. You see, look, this younger brother, it's now 136. So that means between this time and now, he's added more anime to this list. And obviously, I think, this doesn't read 2010 to me. Ghost even says he doesn't care about this. Okay, he doesn't care about the Rick's anime list. Okay, his words. He doesn't care. They don't care. I show what's going on in the weird ass anime list that Rick's got going on. Sly's been made note about this. I speak to Sly in this call. Let's hear.
Comes up to you and telling you, like, okay, niggas like this.
I didn't come up to him.
Okay.
You see, I'm speaking to him in this call. So he watched what I have here. He watched what I showed about the anime list. Right? Once. Not just once, actually. Not just once, actually, but twice.
With me and itself.
Not just once, actually, but twice. This Crucible stream started off with me talking about the anime list. So you've been made known about it twice because you were watching this stream too. You were here. I showed what's going on. You was here. You was watching this. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into all of that too. But you've been made known about this anime list. Not once, but twice. But not just twice, but 3 times by a completely different person. Shot caller. You've been made known about this list 3 times. 3 times, Sly, you've been made known about this list about Rick. All the weird stuff that's in it. You've been made known about it 3 times. And you have Rick lying, saying that this is not his list. Okay, check this out.
We're not going to flip-flop back around. You don't have proof that he's looked at this list and he actually created this list or posted this, correct?
Why won't he say that it's not his list?
No, I'm asking you before I ask him. I'm going to ask him. Trust me. I got this.
Okay.
Trust me.
All right.
You don't have proof that he made this list at all. All you have is that thing that we read that said the anime list is public, right?
Yeah, this is his public anime.
Okay,
list.
perfect. Now I'm going to ask you, Rick, did you make this list?
No, that's not
He
my
did not
anime
make-
list.
That's not his anime list. Okay, now the burden of proof is on you, shot caller, to prove to me that he made it. Because you saying that because the list exists, that doesn't mean he did it. You got to show me that he's lying.
Unfortunately, Shot Caller did not have the definitive proof to pin this anime list on Rick. And, to be fair, neither did I when I showed those first two examples. But, you don't even need what I show in this video or what I showed you in other videos, because Rick told you that that's his anime list. Not only have you been made known about this anime list by me, by Shot Caller, you also been made known about this anime list by Rick himself. So you know what's in the list. You know what's in it. And from hearing that, when Rick says this,
The people that you're firing off at, nobody wants anything to do with you. We're not talking about you. We don't give a fuck about what you do.
True.
If you died tomorrow, I wouldn't even be happy. You couldn't even elicit a response in me emotionally like that. I don't care about you. At some point, you're going to have to realize that you cobbling together my anime list, which for those of you guys who have been in these streams where I've been around, that's been the huge point of contention. It is a list. I've been watching anime for 15 years of my life. The anime that he referenced when he was talking to Sly came out in 2010. I was a 13-year-old boy. For those of you guys who do watch anime, my first anime I watched in the 8th or 9th grade called Parasites, where the alien, gets into the guy's hand and they got to fight together to figure out, whatever the fuck. A kid told me about that when I was in junior high school. But because Trap is hoping, again, that we don't say anything, he wants you to think that I watched this stuff last year, last month, last week, and he's kind of just moving like that. But again, you don't even need the context. Once you just remove it from the vacuum, you realize it's actually nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So that's kind of what I wanted to just put the stamp on, because again, like, this guy's just going to keep going. It's never going to stop.
Yeah, and to answer your question, or to answer your statement about Fent, whether, to be honest...
And you just went on FranXX. You didn't even acknowledge the anime list. Here's Rick telling you that it's real. And he made this stupid excuse that's not even true, that the weird anime in his list is stuff that came from 2010. When I clearly show there's anime here that's not from 2010. There's anime in this list that's not from 2010 or from any time he would have been a minor. If he was 13 years old in 2010, that means he would have been 23 in 2020. And he's clearly not a minor right now. We have new Panty and Stocking, an anime that came out a month ago. Panty and Stocking. This came out a month ago. And this character here, she's obsessed with it. And she's able to transform her underwear into a diamond handgun called Backlace. And this is what she looks like. This is a new thing that he added to his list, not something from years ago, a month ago. There's no way for him to add this years ago if this anime came out a month ago. But it's not that, the problem is not just that you've been made known about it. The problem is that you didn't even care to look. The things against me can be true, and the things against everybody else can be true. They can be true. And this guy can still be weird, but the issue seems that you don't want this to be true. This is why you are associated with Rick, why that label is on you, is because so many times, so many different instances, this issue has been made known to you, and you haven't acted on it. Sly, I'm going to wonder, when I showed you the fact that Nino was in the server, access to not safe for work, and Rick's server, not just in Rick's server, also in a Passionata server, and who knows what other servers that they have privately that also have not safe for work that he has access to. I don't know. They might exist, they may not exist. I know about the public ones, I don't know about the private ones. You didn't even care to check. Mr. Sly, who's anti-L0lic0n, goes after L0lic0n. You're speaking to one in this stream right now, the one I'm showing to you. You're speaking to one, and you don't say anything. You have this whole thing against me. And you can say what you want about me or what I did or what I didn't do. But clearly you can see what's going on with Rick, and you don't say anything. When it comes to Kingslytee himself, there's plenty of other strange oddities that he has said to defend this stuff. I'm going to show you them later in the argument section of this video, because it's not just him, it's other people as well. Isn't it very strange that they say that I'm the L0lic0n, and I'm going to get to everything about myself. They say that I'm the L0lic0n, and yet these guys every other turn have been defending hentai. Also defending hentai that is of underage characters. Make of that what you will. That's Kingslytee. Here's Ghost. Now, talking about Kingslytee, there was all these things about Ghost, but we're going to tackle Ghost specifically. So we have Ghost, also known as Meru fan, also known as the guy who said that incest is not the same as pedophilia, as I shown earlier. The same guy, Ghost. Ghost would have gotten away, like slipping out of this issue, if it wasn't for certain comments that he has made. Let's go back to the Slayer video. So just like what you've seen from what I've shown about Slayer, you can check this video out for yourself. What we got here? Ghost, what a nothing burger. You had 0 points the entire video. A simple Google search would have told you that Meru is 19 years old. The rest of the video is nonsense. Nice try, Dargo. So I want you guys to really understand the loadedness of this statement here. That Ghost he looked into Meru and came to the conclusion that it's not underage characters just because the guy who made the hentai said that they were. I reply, Meru has relations with high schoolers. Her being 19 makes it worse because the characters are clearly high schoolers. Like, his own defense outs him as a weirdo, right? So Ghost says prove that the people Meru has relations with are minors. You're being super bad faith to just assume that not only are they high schoolers, but that they're minors as well. Well, the hentai says that they're high schoolers. It's not me. The hentai says that they're high schoolers. And sure, yeah, there are high schoolers that are 18 and sometimes 19 if they've been super left back. But is that really what you want to do here? Sorry, I did the research for you. The artist who made the animation has a warning at the beginning of the video, the beginning of the first episode, that all the characters in the animations are 18 and above. Yeah, it does say that. You're right. But it doesn't appear that way. You understand that sometimes these hentai artists insert things like that in order to get away with things? Because they clearly do not look like adults. They look like children. Not only do they look like children, they sound like children. Not only do they look and sound like children, they act like children. And they're all like all flustered when Meru does her thing with them. But this is one statement of Ghost. So in this video, where I show that Sly just randomly has a conversation with me in the morning, I mean, this speaks for itself. Ghost, I guess my comment in your Slayer video was too hard to argue with. You're such a sad person, lol. Ghost, I don't know what I need to argue with you for. Argue about you with what? That it's possible that hentai artists lie about things to get away with nonsense. I mean, you say that you looked into this. You said that you looked into the Meru stuff. You looked into it. You say you looked into it, and you came with the conclusion that it's not some weird stuff. Not only that, but this is the real, icing on top of this whole disaster of a pie, a disaster of a cake that we have here. Ghost saying, you are genuinely a very sad individual, okay? You had your golden opportunity to expose Rick face to face, and you ran away. You ran away from a L0lic0n defender. A L0lic0n and will. Keep being a summer ant, Dargo. All right? Understanding that in this beginning of the stream that I did, I show the list. Again, one more time, I show the list. I show the list. What's in the list? You have people coming in my chat saying that there's no L0lic0n here. What I presented from Rick, that there's no L0lic0n. This from No Game No Life. Even Ghost himself saying that he doesn't see anything wrong. And when I show these weird things that are going on in Rick's server, the response I get is that they don't care, man. They don't care. I show what's going on here. And you even have Reaper Rose. We're going to get to Reaper Rose later. You have Reaper Rose saying that people that play Pokemon are PDFs now. don't think I've ever said that. Let me hear. Do I say something like that?
It's fine. Okay. So that's Lana. She's for Pokemon. So she looks like. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is another character from the game called Nalo. She also looks pretty young. So.
And here it is. Rick posting.
We got Malo right here.
Yeah.
And we got the other one over here. And, we got Rick actually posting legit L0lic0n. You can see there as I put the thing to it. I'm not gonna show that. There it is right there. That's Rick.
So these guys, instead of just announcing Rick, I'm showing it in front of their eyes. This is Sly's people, by the way. This is his chat people he constantly appeals to. These people I'm showing to them what's going on in Rick's anime list and what's going on in Rick's server. And instead of just denouncing Rick, they're like, oh, so this is a L0lic0n, this is a lolly review channel now? None of this is proof. According to No Swear. None of this is proof. But this isn't about these randoms. This is about Ghost now. What does Ghost have to say?
Well, like, what do you understand about that? I mean, any agents and not hentai. Completely different terminology there.
For God's sake. Alright, this menu.
I keep saying
Miro
it, but there you go.
Miro has relations with high schoolers in the hentai. Oh, wait, this is what Dargo said. Her being 19 makes it worse because the characters are clearly high schoolers. Even your own defense. Out, she was a weirdo. Let's break it down. Let it be known that despite everything going on with Slayer and his involvement with Rick, Ghost sees no issue with it. You clowns make this too easy. GWS with IHS, all right. YouTube. So, okay, so if it's on YouTube, then all right. Miro the Succubus OVA. Warning: the following animation is a parody. No Wait. Is this like an abridged or is this like the actual thing?
No, it's safe for work. We're not allowed porn on YouTube.
Okay.
It's always the angle. It's always the defense of these things.
I'm not defending a damn.
I didn't say you. I'm saying Ghost.
Then who are you referring that to? Because I'm looking
I'm
at what you say,
I'm referring that to you.
If it's true or not.
I'm referring that to you.
Like that's a misconception.
Hold on a
second.
second. Hey,
you're like blindly defending what the fuck you're like calling out. I'm looking at what you're saying about them.
You need to calm down.
What you're saying is true or not.
Do not crash out over this.
I searched it up. Dumb fuck 7. I'm not saying this shit if I didn't know. I searched it up to see if it's true or not.
Wait,
that's why I'm saying this.
Okay. I'll just show it again. We'll just look into the OVA again. This is what Ghost looked into, and he says that he doesn't find an issue with it. He looked into it. He researched it. He saw the thing at the beginning of the video and just look at this and was like, yup. Let's hear it a little bit.
Hi, you here for the chess club? Chess club? Yeah, you ever play before?
You hear this sound?
Well, have a seat and we'll show you how.
Wait, was Rick watching this?
No, this is Slayer.
It has nothing to do with Rick. This is Slayer. And Slayer wasn't even watching the animation. It's a fucking emo in his server. So the entire point is redundant because it has nothing to do with Slayer. You didn't watch the fucking thing. It's an emo involving character that's 19 years old.
No, I brought it up because Trevor was saying that I added it, but it's clearly not true. You can see that that's what
Who cares whoever added it or not? You're not watching the hen.
Who cares who added it? Who cares who added an emote of freaking underage characters doing hentai stuff? And the creator of the anime just says, the hentai just says that they're 18. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, hey, what do I even do with this? What do I even do with this? Ghost, you out yourself, bruh. You outed yourself as a weirdo, bruh. Why are you defending this anime? Every single instance, whether it's the anime list or it's this, and we're gonna see other arguments, the Naruto argument and the HBO argument, it's always a defense of hentai and pornography. But I'm the weirdo.
Hentai, you're not watching the porn. It's not the porn, it's the character. And we're talking about the character. She's 19 years old.
All right.
Slayer clearly is a gooner. He's into these things, so.
All right, cool. I don't care, but I care more if he's a pedophile or not.
You care whether or not he's a pedophile or not. Here we go. A hentai containing high schoolers, you could see the hentai creator themselves show that it's in a high school. A hentai created about high schoolers being seduced by a succubus. They just happen to say that they're 18. And you're just like, yo, well, the creator said that they're 18, so that's fine. I want to hear nothing about whether I'm taking anything out of context, because when these guys, it's very funny. We're going to see what I mean. It's very funny to see that dichotomy about what's taken out of context or not. You can watch this entire stream for yourself. The context makes it worse. This is Ghost. One of Sly's people. And remember, this was about Rick. He came about this Slayer stuff. But even that's not good enough. Because I showed what's going on here. And just like what he said in the past, he doesn't care about it. And if he doesn't care about actual L0lic0n being presented to them, so why even have a conversation with this dude? He says he doesn't care, so there's nothing more for us to talk about then. He said he doesn't care. I showed this. I showed this stuff with the L0lic0n and all of that type of stuff. He doesn't care. He's gone from this chat when I show this. He just wants to get in the call. Not even addressing Rick. If he want, he can call both me and him weird. But nope. He calls me a closeted homosexual. Okay. I mean, like, all right. I mean, if that's what you think, then that's what you think. The guy, when I showed the anime list of Rick, he said he doesn't care. So it writes itself, really. It writes itself. And that's just Ghost. It gets worse. Could you believe that it actually gets worse than this? Could you believe that it actually, I'm progressing along. It actually gets worse. We have Reaper Rose, another associate with Rick, and then we know that he's associated with Rick. As we can see, we have Reaper Rose giving his sign of approval to give the server to Rick. Clearly, he made his choice. Behind closed doors, he and the rest of these guys got together in order to set up for me to give this server to Rick. That's his connection to Rick. So what kind of person is Reaper Rose? Well, out of all of these, Reaper Rose is my favorite because he makes the argument for me. So here's Reaper Rose. I'm talking about Blue Archive and the weird stuff that's in Blue Archive. Here he is, defending Blue Archive, yet another very sexual content involving minors. Again, another one of these issues. Again, one more time. Here, he not only did this guy have the audacity to say that Blue Archive is not a L0lic0n game, but here he is posting the L0lic0n stuff in the game and saying it's not a L0lic0n game. He posted this himself. Reaper Rose. Ain't nobody forced Reaper Rose to post this. He posted this himself. And then at the same time says that it's not L0lic0n. I show him this. He didn't care to look. He's on his own thing. This is Reaper Rose, man. He doesn't care. He sent me this. And I mean, it says in the thing that he sent in order to prove that Blue Archive is not a L0lic0n game, it says that originally Blue Archive it was uncensored and then they censored it. And that's his proof that Blue Archive is not a L0lic0n game. Not only that, I can actually go back. Check this out. Check out these arguments that he's making. Okay, Dargo. Then it's a L0lic0n game and all that. Why do they have a collab with World of Warships? Last time I checked, no hentai or adult game has ever gotten a collab with another game. This is the level of argumentation that we're having here. Right? I'm going to show everything that's up with Blue Archive. I'm just going to show you Reaper Rose's arguments. This is something he sent himself. Blue Archive is an RPG game made by Nexon Games, released in Japan. After the mobile game was released in international markets, it was soon discovered that the game was censored. So, if it was censored, I want you to understand, if it was censored, that means that there was an original not censored version. Is that not too hard to understand? And then he sends us random messages from the past, I guess. And so in this conversation, when it comes to the lolly stuff that is posted, that they say is me, I'm going to get to this. This is his proof. This is the proof. What am I dealing with here, man? What am I dealing with here? I'm noticing a pattern here. Yeah, I'm noticing a pattern too. That you guys are so dumb. It's one of the guys. Yeah, wait. Porn addiction makes you really stupid. It turns you into people like this. Yeah, Blue Archive Defender. Possibly is Reaper Piss. Oh, by the way, so Kingslytee has a moderator on his channel called Reaper Piss. I'll just show y'all, so it's not just like I'm just saying it with no proof. Y'all can see for yourselves, man. There he is, Reaper Piss. Reaper Piss in the chat. Ain't that crazy? You can see it on his stream. You can see it in his chat, man. Reaper Piss. That's the name of his dude. He has him as a mod. Kingslytee. Ain't nobody else. There's nobody else except for Kingslytee. Reaper Piss. Crazy. Just amazing stuff. Really. That's Reaper Rose. He defends Blue Archive, and he's probably Reaper Piss. I wouldn't be surprised. This dude's another degenerate, man. Honorable mentions. Then I put honorable in quotations given the subject matter because it's not honorable at all, but I can't go without mentioning them. So, Just Another Matt. So, Just Another Matt, he's not particularly associated with Rick. He's more associated with Sly, even though they say they're not cool with each other anymore. But he's still a part of this issue. So, Just Another Matt. Yes, you could, if you watch this video for yourself. So, check this out, right? Just check out this interaction that we have going on here.
Oh, that shit look weird, bro. It does look weird. The top one is borderline, yeah.
The top one is borderline. A topless lolly. Borderline. Continue.
Just said yes. But look at the global version. Look at the global version, the one that Coffee plays. It's edited. Bro. You want...
So what Dargo was originally saying is the original premise of the game was to be weird.
Right. And then well, that was not the original premise. Was not.
Then what was the true original premise? If they have to hold on. If they have to revise the game, that means the original was fucking weird.
Well, it's what you posted earlier. It's from the developer. Then so Coffee playing an edited version of the game where the stuff that you showed is not even in the game. How does that make him a pedophile?
So let me get this straight, right? We're showing him that actually, yeah, it is originally in the game. He says it's weird, but it's not originally in the game. But it's just so strange what this guy's even trying to say.
Based off the thumbnails I'm seeing, bro. Again, most normal people
but so you gotta understand, right? Like, okay, we can give him the benefit of the doubt. He played a game that had some weird shit he didn't know, right? We can give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But like, that's strike one. Strike two is this game that's called Fate, right? Fate is another game that has not safe for work in it, of underage characters. All right. Now, to be fair to Coffee, we don't know the full extent of what he likes about the game. He just says that he likes the game, and we don't know everything that he likes about it. So, okay, maybe he doesn't like that part of the game, but that's strike two. Okay, now it's his Blue Archive stuff that he defended. He knows about the ages of the characters. He told me it's just fan service, right? To ask.
So what you're getting at, to cut it short, is he's actively a part of the community. That's what you're saying.
Is that he's lying? He's just lying.
Oh, okay.
He's just lying. It's bullshit. You're telling me that all of these games that you play, they all happen to have underage characters, whether it's in the game or it's in a different part of the game. You didn't know. You the version of the game that you had.
You're saying it's a pattern.
It's a pattern behavior. Exactly. It's a pattern behavior. What does pattern behavior looks like? That this dude is a L0lic0n. Because you can give him the benefit of the doubt for 1, for 2, but for 3, for 4, for 5. What do you think, Matt? What do you think, Seichouchuu?
Again, personally, like I just said before, and I'm sticking to my stance, right? I know a person that if you watch that or look at that kind of stuff, I probably wouldn't hang around you because I would think that they're fucking weird. I guess you do what you want in your own personal time, your own life, but I don't want that shit around.
Would you say that person should be trusted around kids?
I haven't talked to Coffee in months, and
hold on, what did you say?
I said, would you trust that person around kids?
Absolutely not. I think I said no.
Matt, what do you think?
If I didn't know the person, then I agree with you.
I mean, even if I did know the person, I thought that they ended that kind of stuff. Because here's my thing with that. I'm like, out of all the women in the world, out of all the stuff you can search on the internet, this is what you decide to look at.
But that's the thing. Coffee's not looking at that.
How are you not looking at it when you're actively playing the game?
Because it's not in his version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But the original premise of the game is weird shit.
No, the original premise is
I know.
girls. The developers got into trouble sliding that shit in there. Coffee doesn't even play the version of the game.
Hold on.
No, you're lying.
Before y'all keep going on, let me ask you this. What's the original game when it first got dropped? Did it have lewd material in it?
Only in Japanese and Korean markets, not English.
I think
so going back to my original statement, when the original game first dropped, it had lewd material, so it got revived for the US. So the original game had lewd content with weird premises.
Yep.
Well, not weird premises, but it had lewd content. But how can you fault Coffee when he never experienced that? And that's
so throughout this call, he acknowledges the weird things and still says this is not a L0lic0n game, and still defends Coffee. You can't make this up. But that's Matt. There's also No Age Black. So this one is kind of a bit esoteric to people who are not really have deeper knowledge of things that went on with SOS. So if we go all the way back to the lore page that Rick wrote, if we go back to this lore page that Rick wrote, we can clearly see that when we go all the way to the bottom, No Age Black is mentioned here. And No Age Black is also mentioned all the way here at the bottom. Who is No Age Black? I'll show you. Now, his association with Rick comes from being part of a Passionatas mod team. I'm going to show all of that. It says over here. Right? This is his people. One of his people is No Age Black. Well, let's get back to No Age Black. So this is me showing what's going on in the new cognitive. This is a Passionatas server. This video is 30 minutes, but if you speed up past, you can see, oh, there's Gil. You can see there's a character that's called Zeist and Tias. Let's count. When he puts T rank, it's called Gil. Right? I'm going to show you the significance of this. Is also known as NAB, New Age Black. That's the name. You can see that he's clearly responding to that name when people talk to him. So this person, his account used to be called Gil. People refer to him also as New Age Black. You can see that. He's responding to the name, NAB. He's responding to the name. These are things from Anna, showing that Anna was really talking about the nude stuff. She got banned from my server because she wanted to ask members for D pics. Make of that as you will. But you can see that this is clearly New Age Black. He's responding to the name. Your name is literally New Age Black, and then he responds. He's clearly talking to this account. It's called Zest and Tillies. Zest and Tillies is Gil. Remember that. So in my conversation with Will, I showed him what's going on here. Remember this count? Remember Byleth Main? That was me. I talked for like 2 to 3 days. This is Gil. Remember when I show you that that's him? This is Gil. And then Gil made a message saying, this is Gil, also known as New Age Black. Zest and Tillies. Like, I don't know which one of you this was. Excuse me. I don't know which one of you was this, but this ain't cool. The account's not deleted. So he sent a DM of somebody hanging called the Dandadan. Keep this in mind. Gil admitted that Byleth Main was his account. And here he is with an account saying the Dandadan being sent people hanging. His DMs saying that I was saying that I was either this was me or people that I sent after to him. But here's the thing. I have proof that the Dandadan and Byleth Main are the same account. You can see that the two account IDs are the same. It's the same person. The Dandadan and Byleth Main are the same person. Now, this is going to be part of when I start getting into claims against me. I just want to introduce this guy now before we get back into the fray. But that's New Age Black. Honorable mention, it's a man's will. Now, I am aware, I know that me and Will, we chop things up. We didn't really chop things up, though, because you can clearly see who is the one who added Rick and Ghost to the call. So after Reaper Rosa wasn't going his way, you know, we were talking. Ghost was in here. Will added him. Go back to the top. Will added Ghost. He was in my chat. He wanted to speak to me. He wanted to speak to Fantamu. That's between him and Fantamu. But he added Ghost. And then he added Rick. So he knows Rick. Or at least he's in the same place as him in order to add him. And this is him. This is Rick. Because if I copy user ID and I paste it, that's his ID. So that's him. So the thing about Will is it seems to be like he doesn't want to be involved, but he's always involved in some kind of way. The same thing comes down to Coffee. He was very adamant in defending Coffee until he wasn't. And then when it comes down to Rick, I mean, I can show you my DM with Will. Is bam, WTF, why kick Rick? That was your chance to expose him then and there. You just kick him, that's not a good look. And kicking Rick is not a good look. That's a cowardly move. If Rick is what you say is, then why kick and debate him? Rick was right there. Bruh, Jesus Christ. The thing that Will likes to do is he likes to play this like fake neutral for guy type thing. It's kind of hard to explain. But what Will does is he has his side and he defends them in a way where it's not implicating that he's directly defending them. So for example, with Coffee, he was defending him saying that like he didn't know, but he clearly did. I showed it to him. I showed at the beginning of the stream what Rick's into. Will, you can see that Will was in the chat. He saw it. So what is he talking about? I need to prove it. I have Rick there and then. Yeah, I have Rick there and then. But clearly, it doesn't matter what I say to Rick because he's just going to lie. Just like how he lied on this live stream saying that the anime list is not his. And then in another stream, he says that it is his. What can I discuss with this dude? What do I need to really discuss? Why he's a lolicon? He's just going to say that he's not. I show that he is. He's going to just say he's not. And with Ghost, same thing with Ghost. I can show how Miru is actually, you tell me it took place in college, but it doesn't take place in college. It takes place in high school. It even shows you that it took place in college. The characters look young. They act young. They speak like they're young. I could show that to Ghost and he doesn't care. But Will, why did you care, Will? Why are you always in the middle of this type of thing? It begs the question. Why are you always in the middle of this? You say that me and you and I, we don't have a beef anymore, but you still are involved in some kind of way and you're still talking about it. You're not talking about it on your channel, but you're talking about it in other people's channels. And I don't really believe that you actually want to know. I think that you're doing the same thing that you did back then, where you just want drama to continue. You get something out of that. Well, I don't know what's going on with you personally. Officially, we still chopped it up. But if you're watching this and you're seeing, finally, what kind of person Rick is, not only just Rick, but the people around him, not just the people around him, but a whole community and narrative that these guys push, whether it's about me or others. Are you still going to decide to associate with these people who don't even like you? Anyways, you could say you're not cool with SOS, but you're still cool with Slayer. That's like if I was to say, I'm not cool with North Korea, but I'm cool with Kim Jong-un. Doesn't make sense because Kim Jong-un is the leader. And Trevor is the owner of SOS and Slayer's his brother. So you're cool with his brother. You're cool with the leader of the community's brother. Now, I can't get between you and anybody else. Who you decide to associate with is whatever you decide to associate with at the end of the day. What I can say is that if you know about all of these things and you still decide to hang out with these kinds of people, then that sends a message in and of itself. And from what I understood in our call that we had, you clearly don't want to continue to be part of this, but you say that, and yet here you are in the middle of it again on these people's side. And you get mad when that label of lolicon defender gets put on you. What you should like really consider is, what are you doing to make people think that? Because I already explained you the issue. I don't know if you understood when I told you the first time. I'm not going to say it again. I'm not even going to show it. I already told you what you can do. Are you going to do it? If you don't remember, you can go back and watch the video, the call that we did. But that's it. That's all I can say about that. That's Will. Now, past Will, there is another person that seems to just disappeared one day. Nobody knows where he went. That person, of course, is AyoCoffeeSama. Where did this dude go? He just disappeared one day. I expose what's going on with this dude in these videos. In Coffee Time 1 at the beginning, I show everything that this dude's into. In Coffee Time 5, I also show another thing that he has going on with some VTuber that he knows. And if you want like a quick, because Coffee Time 1 is a very long video. Coffee Time 3 is a separate issue that Coffee's also involved in. Coffee Time 5 is kind of like the cliff notes. So if you want like a very quick like summary of everything going on with Coffee, that would be the video to watch, is the Dethroned 5th semitone. The one that I have linked here, and it's also going to be in my comment. It's going to be in my description, these links. So I can't go into everything going on with Coffee. What I can say is that he was an ardent player of Blue Archive, and he plays a bunch of other games as well that also have L0lic0n in them. And there's always the version that he plays doesn't have it, or he didn't know, or all this type of stuff. It's always the same excuse. Not once, not twice. And in the video with Matt, Chill Scrub only focused on the 3 issues I brought up, but it's not 3, it's actually 5 issues, because the issue with Kiki and also the issue with Railgun, that makes it 5. It's not 3, it's 5, so it's actually worse than that. And it's actually, with this video over here, this one over here in the middle, is actually 6, because he's been featured as the supporter of a VTuber who reviews the lollies. I can just show you. I can just show you. This video I can just show because it's not that long. So here I am, showing on what's going on with Blue Archive. But we already, by this point we get it already. In this video that you're watching right now, I'm going to explain, but we're going to move on. Right? He also plays Fate Grand Order. Here is this VTuber out here reviewing these kind of characters over here and Fate. You already know we're dealing with some weird dude, man. We're dealing with some weirdness, dog. And check it out. If we go to his description, we see AyoCoffee right there in his description. This guy called Kledge, right? Now, we go to another video, right? We go to another video, and there's AyoCoffee right there in the description again. Now, here he is. Now we go to another video of the same guy, another video. He's talking about these traits in the game, right? You can see there's some oddness going on here. I don't want to know. All I just know that at the end of the video, we see a certain name as one of his patrons or YouTube member, whichever it could be. So what does that name read? It says AyoCoffee again. Coffee supports this guy who's out here reviewing. He's reviewing swimsuits. That's what he does. Best swimsuit designs. That's what he's doing. It's clear as day. There's no denying it. You can't get away from this issue. There's no way you can spin this in a way that would work. This dude's weird. AyoCoffee is a L0lic0n. Now, in this video, I show Dandadan follows AyoCoffee. 2 L0lic0ns following each other, which is fine. You know, that's what they do. They support each other. L0lic0ns support each other. So here's Coffee. He blocked me. This video was recorded 2 weeks ago, right? So remember this day, August 10th. I showed this video. I show what's going on. He has a whole thing about why he deleted his channel. He deleted his channel. Now, he deleted his channel in July. So that wasn't even that long ago. But not only did he delete his channel, he deleted his Twitter within days of me posting that video. He deleted his Twitter. That's him. That's the same guy. That's AyoCoffee. Look, let's go back. Let's so I can show you his handle. You can see that his handle is AyoCoffeeSama. When I look this account up, it doesn't exist. So within days of me posting that video, he deleted his Twitter. Why? Why would he delete his Twitter? Even Matt and Sly have said that they've spoken to Coffee privately, and they said that they didn't find anything strange. And if they investigate Coffee like how they investigate Rick, then who knows what really happened, honestly. They let him off, told him not to come back. It's anyone's guess, really. But he just disappeared in all of these discussions, Coffee's not brought up. He's only brought up by Matt because I spoke to Matt about this. And Sly mentioned him in passing when he's speaking to me. But when he's just going off the cuff, just talking about me, like inviting people to like roast me or whatever, Coffee's not brought up anytime. They just sweep that under the rug as if he never existed. And you know what? It's kind of interesting that Sly, he cut ties with Raven Dolphin, even though in the past he was cool with Raven Dolphin. Now he's not anymore because Raven Dolphin's a L0lic0n. He exposed him and got him fired from his job, even though he says that he didn't, but we all know that he did. He's able to cut ties with Raven Dolphin when it was exposed to him that he was a L0lic0n. But he won't out AyoCoffee, and he won't out Rick. But that is done and dusted. Let's get to arguments. So arguments is more the defenses or rationalizations that these people make in order to defend whether it's Rick or people that they know, AyoCoffee themselves, what have you. So this argument, Blue Archive is not a lolicon game. This is argued by Reaper Rose and Just Another Matt. What I have to say is, yes it is, bruh! This is the most laziest, the most stupidest. I honestly can't believe what I'm like, what's going on. So Google, he's the same guy who has the re-upload of my videos. Google, he reposted this to show it to me what's going on. We have lolicons, right? This person says that he's a lolicon, right? He even has the lolicon meme in his thing. So he's making fun of what's said. Why does Blue Archive have to be filled with lolly weirdos? Literally one of the people who worked in the game. Okay, let's see. Doron Tabi, one of the people who made this game. Erotic, I like the puffy belly of an immature girl. Okay, other things that this guy said. Don Tabi, Kivito's #1 women who looks best when pregnant. Yep. Whoa, child erotic, child belly and chest erotic. This is the same guy. This guy is literally the reasons why lolicons have uwo and correction in their vocabulary. In other phrases, I'm not too well versed in the scriptures of the Almighty. Don't Tabi, sorry. I mean, what you guys think? This guy called him a pedophile, and it says is a compliment. Did you see this name here? Doron Tabi, a developer of the game. A developer of the game. Blue Archive. What do you guys think, huh? Do you guys need me to show what's going on in the game? I mean, look. It is a target. Look at what he says. Why does Blue Archive need to be filled with lolly weirdos? Check what this guy says. It is the target audience. Does that surprise you? This guy says it doesn't surprise me. I'm part of the target audience itself, so he's literally admitted that he's a lolicon. If people hate on lolicons while playing and talking about Blue Archive, so I'm reminding people about how lolicons are a big part of this community. The official manga. This is from the official manga. I dread to see what's happening in the replies here. But what do you guys think? It's made by Blue Archive. This is their official manga. This issue has been done to death. I want you to understand that this is one common argument that's used whenever I talk about coffee, is that Blue Archive is not a lolicon game. It clearly is. It clearly is. We're going to move on from this. Because I already spoke loads about Blue Archive already. But I will show this again. Because, why not? So we have this article here. Blue Archive addresses censorship criticisms. Alrighty. So if you guys remember that topless lolly scene, that is the scene in question that they're talking about. So let's go to the tweet made by the official Blue Archive devs. Here is a letter from PD King Yong Ha regarding the revision of the Iris scenario production, talking about the topless lolly scene that you saw earlier. Okay, let's read this. Let's make this a little bit larger so that we can see. Dear Senseis, this is the Blue Archive Chief PD Yong Ha Kim. Before the release, we couldn't fully consider the different regional situations that would occur in future updates. As a result, I couldn't keep my word in the last interview, which resulted in disappointment for senseis. Remember, sensei, teacher. You play as a teacher while you're doing weird stuff with your students in this game, who confirmed certain changes through this update. In addition, I'd like to share you the official stance for future censorships. I'd like to inform you that the scenario difference between regions is not due to the policy. Okay, we got legal speak. These were choices made among such options as removing the entire content, modifying images, or changing the production, and we consider the best choice was to change the production, which minimizes the damage to the content. So they want to keep it. They want to keep the lolicon stuff in the game, but they had to remove it because of laws of different countries. So they want to keep the lolicon stuff in the game. but they had to remove certain scenes because they were getting international backlash. So this is Izumi. Once again, she is 16. And I show that this is what happens in the game. Not only that we know this happens in the game, but there's also, not only is it in the game, it also exists as merch. Look at that. This scene that we got in the game here, this scene that we got in the game exists as merch, official merchandise from the game. Official merchandise showing you that this is not something fan created. This is something from the game, not a fan creation. This company does not do fan creations. They only do official things from the original things. You can see that they do plenty of other things from Blue Archive. And look, we can see it again. We gotta know, it's the same thing, bro, is listed, bro. Look at this. This is also from Blue Archive, I believe. Yeah. Yep, Blue Archive. I mean, what do you guys think? I think we're done here. I think it's done to death. I think it's done to death, this Blue Archive issue, really. I don't think there's any more that can come from. I don't think there's any more that can come from this particular topic than has already been said before. And this is just one argument, guys. That's just one argument. Naruto has fan service too. Oh my goodness. What a ridiculous thing to say. Guys, I want you to understand, right? First, let me show you that this is something so stupid that they actually said and not something that they just made up. So in this clip you can see here, they're talking about what was shown in Rick's anime list, and just hear this out for yourself.
Yes, I am there. It's 143's right there, retard. Look at the screen.
143 is a lolicon intense.
Okay, so that means the whole entire list, pedophilic? Because Naruto had the pedophilic shit in it too.
Why is that stuff in there anyway?
So why is it in? Because of Japan? It's weird.
Why is lolicon incest stuff in there in the first place?
And what, Naruto?
So is Naruto. Wait, Naruto had it too.
What?
So I guess you guys are pedophiles as well?
What was pedophilic about Naruto?
I don't watch that shit. That's your boy Rick.
No, your guy right here, Tails, you've been riding for, watches Naruto too. Didn't Naruto or Dragon Ball Z have one of those pedophiles in it that was dressing up as a girl? No. Which one was it?
No.
It was it was dressing up as a girl, and he was picking up the pedophiles. Hold on. That
definitely wasn't Naruto.
Why we going
That was Naruto?
Hold on. It was Naruto.
Oh, wait, y'all gotta let me know who dressed up like a girl. Wait.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Haku.
There you go.
Haku's a geisha though. Haku's like a geisha. Haku's like technically Zabuza would be a pedophile, right? Technically, yes.
Yeah, he was dressing up trying to link up for a guy.
So since you've seen that, you're actually admitting that you're defending Rick, right?
What? I'm not admitting to anything. I'm saying that.
So I want you to understand the absurdity of this freaking thing, right? The anime that they're showing, which was 123, which used to be 123, now it's 125. The anime that they were talking about is this anime, where a sister and her friends sexually assault a minor, right? Now, I want you to understand the absurdity of this logic over here about bringing in Naruto. To brush this off as Naruto has fan service too. Will about this episode is just another mat. That's what Sly is also trying to say. And Japan is just weird. Is the things that happen in Naruto. To say that Naruto has fan service too, right? To bring in Naruto and other animes, where they have like odd scenes. Like you mentioned Haku, and Haku was cross-dressing to get with Zabuza or whatever was happening. Yeah, those things are strange too. However, this is a deflection. This is a clear-cut deflection. The reason why I say that is because to just brush this off as it's fan service, Naruto has fan service too, or Japan's just weird, is to basically say, like using this example, you just say stealing is wrong. Somebody's showing somebody stealing a bank, and then you say, well, people also steal candy bars, and stealing is wrong, right? And you just say stealing is wrong. It's like, yeah, stealing is wrong, but one's clearly worse than the other. And by the way, they didn't look at what Seven had to say either, but that's besides the point. That's the level of argumentation that we're having. Is because anime have strange scenes in it, that means other anime with even stranger scenes, actual lolicon anime, because anime is just strange, period. And it's like, do I have to unpack the idiocy of that kind of argument? One's clearly worse than the other. Say what you want about Naruto, and they bring up Dragon Ball Z. I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Say what you want about Naruto or these other shows. At no point have I defended any of the strange things that happen in these shows, if strange things happen in these shows. It's a deflection. It's a deflection. You notice how this is just another argument to defend Rick. Rick's anime list has weird anime in it. Oh, so all of these anime is weird? So like Food Wars and Fullmetal Alchemist, that's weird too? We're not talking about Food Wars or Fullmetal Alchemist. We're talking about My Brother, that anime about the brother and the younger sister and the older sister thing. That's what we're talking about. Anime 145, it used to be 143, now it's 145. That's what we're talking about. And the idiocy that like, oh, so that means like the whole list is weird. That would be like if somebody was to say, you know what? Somebody has a hard drive full of 1,000 pornography videos. And, well, we're just going to scroll down all the way to the one that has CP in it. So, like, the one CP video means the rest of the 999 videos also CP? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be there in the first place. Who cares if it's the last anime on the list or if it's only one out of 1,000? It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be there in the first place. It could be 10,000 normal animes and one lolicon anime. That one lolicon anime shouldn't be there. It could be 1 million anime and half of a lolicon anime. It shouldn't be even that half. It shouldn't be there at all. Not even 1%. Not even a semblance of it. Why do I have to explain this to you guys if you guys are the ones who are calling out lolicons, supposedly? I thought you guys are the ones who are calling out lolicons. Why do I have to explain this to y'all? This is an argument so stupid that it deserves its own thing, right? This is an argument so stupid that it requires its own thing. I just want to really understand. I just really want to understand, Sly. I showed you the stuff that was going on with Nino having access to Rick's server, and you bring up this stupid-ass argument that HBO has not safe for work too, and just not safe for work doesn't automatically mean pedophilia. That's what you said. I'm going to just show you. We're just going to listen to this part uninterrupted. We're just going to play it, and we're just going to listen.
Who do you believe the PDFs are so I can at least know who's fucking talking about? That's all.
So besides Rick, we have Slayer who's involved in a Discord server that's supplying not safe for work to minors.
Okay, not safe for work. That's pedophilia. Is that what you're saying?
Did you not hear what I just said?
Not safe for work means not safe for work. Just means that it's exactly what it means. It's like you can't show it. So it could be like lewds. It could be nudes, but it doesn't automatically mean children. That means.
Do you think that minors should have access to not safe for work at all?
Nino's not a minor.
He was when he was in the server.
Okay, but we're talking now, though. You're saying, right?
Yeah, but he was a minor. He was a minor back then. Okay, does that make it any better now?
We're talking like. Regardless of that. Okay, whoa. Regardless of that, they had a not safe for work server. We already went over that, and I said it was weird, and I wouldn't have one. Absolutely not. We had this whole conversation. I know you saw it. So we had this whole conversation with Rick. I said it was weird, and I wouldn't have had it. Now Nino he came out and said he was accessing it because hold on before you jump into autism. Because like let's say that Nino as a minor was watching HBO and watching The Mask, and then all of a sudden porn came on at night. Should we sue HBO because they had that on? Because you didn't have to access it. You didn't have to watch it.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking?
Sorry, are you listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth?
They're making pretty much sense.
So the logic is if you do something pedophilic and then after 2 years it doesn't count anymore. Like what logic is that, man?
What are you talking about?
Stop.
You're saying that it was wrong before, but now it's not. What logic is that, man?
That's not what I said. I never said that. I never said that. I never said that. I said, do we have evidence that Nino was accessing it? That's how it started. Now show me where you have evidence. No, you do, dummy. Show me where Nino was in there. Okay, show it to me.
Okay, I send it here.
Show me where he was in there.
That Sly was making was it's like as somebody. Listen, I have unfortunately been watching pornography since I was a child. Our Pornhub pedophiles because that's what I mean. It's like
whatever, guys.
They invited me to.
They invited me.
I'm not watching that video. Show me.
So I link him the video. And he says, I'm not watching that video, show me. See the face that he has on right now? That's the face that I'm making right now. Like, bruh. Yo, what the heck was with this dude, bruh? This is Mr. Guy who hates lolicons, bruh. He hears that a minor had access to not safe work in a Discord server. Apparently, according to him, he already had this conversation. Well, clearly, you didn't do anything about it. So that means you knew about this and you didn't do anything? You knew about this shit. You knew about this issue. And you just decided to just not look into it at all. You didn't look into it. The absurdity is off the charts. I don't know where to begin, where to end. Just the stupidity of this dude is immense, is ridiculous. Why say anything about what this person is or what that person is when this is what you do or what you don't do? I want you guys to understand that this whole entire argument came about as another defense for Rick. When I showed Yosuga no Sora in that stream, and Ghost was reacting to what I was showing about Rick's anime list, and he says he doesn't care. When I show what's going on with Rick's anime list about Yosuga no Sora, the first thing he said is incest is not pedophilia. And I will say this right now. I will say this right now because I know this is something they really like to harp on. Of course it's not. Of course, incest and pedophilia, they're not the same, right? The problem is not that they are the same or that the one leads to the other always. That's a different psychological argument, but I'm not interested in that. What I would like to know is that who was saying this? This is a response. What I want to know is what was the response for? Because ain't nobody said that was the case. That's the problem. I and others ask why even bring this up. It's not because they are the same. It's because what are you trying, when you bring this up, you brought this, Ghost in the chat brought this up as like a slam dunk on me. These are not the same thing. Well, I never said that they were. So why bring it up if I never said it? You know what it is? He was already quick. They're already quick to come up with a defense for Rick in their mind before I even got my words out. They saw Yosuga no Sora and that I mentioned that it was an incest anime. And their immediate reaction is, well, that's not pedophilia. It's not. You're right. But that's Yosuga no Sora is also L0lic0n anime. And okay. You know what's funny is throughout these conversations, at no point did Ghost ever retract the statement. He never like said, you know what? I jumped the gun, right? I saw what Dargo was showing about Yosuga no Sora and he was talking about the incest stuff, and I jumped the gun. He never made that retraction. He just doubles down. I guess in a way he does acknowledge it somewhat, saying until I showed what was going on with the anime, it's kind of like, why were you so quick to jump on this issue? And anytime Yosuga no Sora is brought up, this is the argument that they bring up. It's Meru, it's Blue Archive, it's Yosuga no Sora. How many? It's also that other anime that I was showing about the older sister and the younger brother, the same shit that Chozo's into, which boggles my mind that these guys have an issue with Chozo and yet they don't say anything about Rick, who's into the same thing. So that is something I don't get it. I just don't get it. At every single turn, a defense for hentai. Not just a defense for hentai, but a defense of hentai containing minors. Always, all the time. But this is more of a better argument, at least when not when Matt brought it up. The way Matt brought it up was trying to rebut to save coffee for some reason. But at least when Will presented this argument, he presented it at least a better way. Is how can my argument against AyoCoffee not also be used against me? So the argument, of course, is that AyoCoffee is into all of these animes, and all of a sudden he just so happens to not actually be into the animes he says that he's into. He's not into all of these games that happen to have L0lic0n. He just happens to play the game that doesn't have these scenes, or he didn't know, or whatever the excuse is. He made that same exact excuse 3 times. He defended a L0lic0n VTuber, and then he also watches a L0lic0n show. So, but then they say, how can this argument not be used against me? Well, to answer that right away is these are things that AyoCoffee verifiably did, because not only because we can see that he did, but because he said that he did. Right? We're talking about things that happened. Right? The argument that I'm bringing up is all of these coincidences, and he just happens to always be in the clear all the time. He's just so ignorant of everything that he plays, right? But these are things that happen. I'm going to repeat it again so you guys understand. The argument against AyoCoffee is for things that happened because he did it. You can see that he did it, and he says that he did. He played these games and watched these shows. For things that happened, or the things against me, they didn't happen. That's the difference. Is the things that Coffee did, he actually did because he said he did. Not because I said it, because he said it. The things against me are things that didn't happen. So it's not, you can't use the same thing for me as like, oh, all of these situations and I just happen to be innocent. These situations didn't happen. I'm being framed. But let's get into exactly what am I being framed of, right? So I know after all of that, supposedly I'm the L0lic0n, but again, let's suspend everything that is shown and address the material, right? Let's just, I just, for the sake of being fair, let's just temporarily just forget about everything that I just showed for this past couple of hours. Just forget about everything, just have a blank slate. So we're gonna look at these things and see exactly what's being talked about. So L0lic0n Images, right? So one of the claims against me is that I sent L0lic0n in Symphony or to people directly. So let's tackle that. They were saying that I sent this image in the server, right? Now, in this same exact video, Coffee Time 1, you can watch this entire video and see the whole thing that I have. I'm just going to skim through it, and then we're going to get to what was recently shown. So we're going to get to here, right? The images have very strange coloring around them, right? And this image that was posted, you can see that there is a square, around my profile pic, right? There's a square around it. This is one color. This is a different color, right? And that was apparently shown in the server. Does it say what time this was posted in the server? Does it even show what server this is in? It says Cancer, but Cancer of what? There was a channel in the second server called Cancer, but how do we know that this is the exact same server? I could just make a server right now with these same exact profile pics and post some crazy stuff with your names on it and say that, damn, you did this. So I talked about the things going on here. Again, you can see that it's smudged around on the edges here, as if this part of the message is a different message and this came from something else. But this is what I showed in Coffee Time 1. And then I also go into what these guys got going on, and we're going to get into the rest of the stuff that I talk about too. We're just going to focus on the L0lic0n. So I know it's some really, really wild stuff going on, but they're saying that I sent these things. Right? And once again, we can see that this image has an image on top of it. So you see this is black. This thing is black on the side. That there is a black edge on this photo. And then there's this. So again, there's another one of these, but we're going to get to these at the end, right? They also show some logs. All right, alrighty. I mean, okay, they show some logs, fine. I mean, they have this log. I don't know if they want to say that that's me or not. All right. So we have ourselves another situation of supposedly me sending something. Again, we don't know we don't know when this happened. This could have happened a couple days before this stream, but we would know because everything says today. There's nothing showing this happened 4 years ago. There's also messages like this. They say it's me. They don't show how it's me. All right. That was it. Let's see if they did what they finally do what I asked for to show the video of going into the weird messages. Alrighty. This is me asking for his mod. He wants to be modding my server. And this is similar. Okay. I want to see when he gets to show the... Okay. Let's make this full... I'm going to make this full screen. Okay. So, once again, we can see that they're able to find these old logs from who knows when. Okay. I don't know, or I mean, this is like the big thing, I guess, for against me. That's what. Okay, we got lolly talk. So what's the context of this? We got lolly talk. I presume if it says we got lolly talk, it's something that I don't want to happen, unless you can prove the otherwise. Let me get this on. I guess this must be Rick's. Okay. All right. That's all cool and all. So, are they going to get to when they show how the screenshots are mine? That's their big thing? That's what they... My goodness. So this was the whole thing to show that I am indeed the guy who sent the L0lic0n images. My goodness. That was it. That was the whole thing. Wow. Yo, this is crazy. That was it? No, there's got to be more than this. Got to be more than this. No, that was it. That was it. That was the stuff that they had on me for years. Okay, they show this stuff again. They don't show how that's me. Just because it has my name on it, anybody can fake accounts. All right. Oh, the Nagatoro Rocks thing, I don't have no idea what happened between Nagatoro Rocks and Nino. Nagatoro Rocks told me that he did send it, but then he later on told me that he didn't send it, so they sent a picture of Nino's face to himself. I don't know. I'm just going to say that he did. And if he did, that's crazy as hell. But you have yet to show how Nagatoro Rocks is me. They say it's me. They don't show how it's me. And, oh, that's it? Man. I thought they had, I really thought that they had more than this. Okay. And then there's this, and we're going to tackle this. That's really disappointing. All right, moving on. As we can see, these are the accounts that I use. Now, I want to make this very clear that what I asked for them is very simple. What I asked for them is for them to go to those weird messages, not screenshots that were taken. We don't know if the screenshots are legit or not. Go to this where those weird messages are at. Go to the message, copy the long ID, and then show it to me. Or show it to whoever. From the message. I'm going to show you what I mean, right? I'm going to show you what I'm looking for, and let's see if they can one day maybe show what I'm asking for. I'm going to show it. Okay. Y'all remember this from my video? We got Rick. Check this out. Copy from Rick. Put this in. That's what you got to do. You see how I copied this lolly message? From the message, I copy the user ID, I put it in, and I get the thing. And that's Rick. That's what you got to do. See how I take this lolly message, the lolly shit that he's posting, and I go to his profile pic, and then I copy his user ID, and I put it down. You see that shit? Check it out. Let's take it down, take it off, put it back in. You see, it's now saying I'm putting too much requests. That's all you got to do. Right? That's what you got to do for me. See how you got the lolly message over here? This weird shit that he's posting. L0lic0n in his server. See this? Check it out. Let's go back, copy it, put it down. It's going to probably tell me I'm putting in too much requests. Yeah, he's going to wait for a bit. That's what you got to do. And he's got other messages over here. It's not just one. I mean, I don't know what y'all going to say about this. All right, that's all I'm asking for. I mean, it should be simple, right? Just like how I showed with Rick, the weird messages that he sent, right? I went to his message, I copied the long ID, and then I show y'all. It should be simple. Okay, let's go to the Kirbo Convo now. This whole freaking conversation, I want you guys to understand is these things have been going on long before anything Sly or any of these other dudes had going on. It's been going on for a while, right? So this man Kirbo asked me, hey, Trap Emperor, do you like actual loli? Like if the age is proven to be a little kid, you back out? I say if the age is proven to be underage, I back out. That's it. That is the whole, that's it. Somebody literally asked me if I like loli or underage, and I say no. Then Kirbo says, oh, I mean, fine. I mean, it's a little disgusting, nothing to worry about unless you do actual pedichat or IRL. I don't know what was to be disgusting about it. I say I'm not into loli. Do you want me to be into loli? I mean, from what I see with Rick, I don't know. Again, remember, we're suspending judgment. We're just looking at what's presented. Yeah. Okay, and then I say, there's this anime I love, but I'm not going to post hentai of it because despite the characters looking like adults, they're 15, so no. And that's it. Despite the characters looking like adults, I'm not going to post hentai of it. That's it. There's nothing more to that. Now you can say, why did I even bring this up in the first place? Because this has been going on for such a long time, and people wondering if I'm a lolicon, this allegation or that allegation. And I just said this because I thought this was going to be over and done with. Of course, we can see that it's not. Of course, because it's never over and done with. And the Kirbo is going on about teen on teen. I don't know what he's on about. And then it says I draw the line at 16. Now, from this, it's reasonable to say that drawing the line at 16 is a reference to what's talking about up here, which is a reference to what's talking about up here. But that's actually not the case. And I'm going to show you in this exact same conversation how this is not the case. So we can see, this is from SlayerWSS, that this conversation continued. And after this, I say that's entirely fair. I say any other is a no-no. So again, it's reasonable to believe that this is a reference to this, which is a reference to this. But I'm going to show you how that's actually not the case from the same conversation. Then 17 is really a bit, I got to unsubscribe. I don't think he is all good. It's on, so you told I'm all this in private chat, right? I don't know what you're talking about. You told him this is a space he has an excuse for starting shit. Now here's the thing, right? 17, the mod that was shown in the previous things, what relevance does 17 have to all of this? I even say I don't know what you're talking about because you can clearly see, right, that I'm talking about something. And then in the middle of what I'm saying, he talks about something else. Why would he do that? I explained that this I draw the line at 16 is a comment I made for non-lewd situations for characters in bikinis. Non-lewd. Right? That's the qualifier, non-lewd. If it is lewd, then if it's underage, I back out. Right? And me saying that I'm not going to post hentai of underage characters, because that's what this says. You can try to spin it to something else, but that's what it says. Me saying I wouldn't post hentai of underage characters. What is that a proof of? I wouldn't post it. Now, it doesn't say anywhere about the bikini stuff, but it doesn't have to because Rick tells us for us that that's what happened. So Rick and his DM, after that conversation that squad Shane had with Kingslytee and Kyousei was there too, Rick sends this long message to him in his DMs, right? And we'll just read it. Trap lost his server because he tried to let Sal, who was a minor back in SOS, whilst coming off a pretty bad situation with Dale. Dale was listening mail to his guy's parents and the staff didn't want him back in, right? Dale doxed him. Alrighty. Trap was banned because he was beefing with a trans member over some stupid identity politics. He even says it over here about the trans thing, and I'm going to show that. Because of our lack of discipline, we noticed some weird stuff. He thought he was trying to pull a fast one, and I wasn't. You can't even do that anyways. It doesn't make sense for me to just take ownership back using roles. You can't do that. And he's still here grifting off. Trap, okay. Racism and transphobia, weird takes on anime women, being cool with minors being shown in bikinis in a non-lewd way. You can clearly see that even Rick saying being cool with minors being shown in bikinis in a non-lewd way is a reference to this, with this right here. What I just said. This is Rick confirming that that is exactly what I was talking about, and that this is a whole patchwork of questions stringed together in order to set me up. But I already answered. Underage lolly shit, no, and I wouldn't post hentai containing underage characters. So that's it. So all of this other stuff is something completely different. I even say I don't know what he's talking about. Again, I just show what's happening here. You guys can see for yourself what I'm talking about. I'm going to say this. All of this, as weird as you can say how I phrase things, what I said, or whatever it is, all of this is one conversation that I had. I shouldn't have had, but I had anyways. They don't have anything else besides this one conversation is why they bring it up so many times. Is because this is their one thing that they could try. That they try to really show that, you see, this is the proof that Dargo's a weirdo. But you notice, who's the one who defends L0lic0n? Not me. Who is the one who just doesn't even completely care at all that night minors have not access to not safe for work? Not me. And you can say about Nino, and that Nino had access to the not safe for work that was in my server too, but I didn't know that Nino was a minor. They clearly did, because that's part of their argument against me, is that I said weird stuff to Nino. So for them to make that argument, that means they must have known that Nino was a minor. And if they must have known that Nino was a minor, why would they allow Nino in their server with not safe for work? So the Nino and Nagatoro Rocks issue is this account. Nagatoro Rocks, this guy, Nagatoro Rocks. After seeing what happened to me in SOS, he got mad, and I have no idea how he did this to this very day. I'm not exactly sure, but he found a way to hack into the private chats of SOS, and he saw them streaming with their cameras on, and he screenshotted it. I don't know how he did that. I still to this very day have no idea how he did this. It was made known to me that he sent a picture to Nino of his own face. I don't know if that's what happened. I'm going to say that most likely did happen. The problem is what does this have to do with me? I don't speak to this guy anymore. He's not in my server. I can't find his account. I think he deleted his account because I can't find it. Not only can I not find his account on Discord, but I also, because I have Telegram and I used to speak with him on Telegram, his Telegram is gone too. He's gone from everywhere. Everything about this dude is gone. Not a single thing remains. So this guy, I don't know what this guy got going on. He got himself involved in some very serious issues because he's a hacker. He does things. I don't even know. I don't even want to know either. I just know that I got nothing to do with this dude. I just know that all things considered, Nagatoro Rocks, he wanted to help me out. But the way he wanted to help me out, it's not cool stuff. At first, I was of the opinion that this stuff with Nino didn't happen. And it was a big misunderstanding. But then I found out that it's not a big misunderstanding. So I don't want anything to do with that. So this is the guy who they say it's me. This is the DM that Nino had with Nagatoro Rocks, right? So he said his mustache is ugly. He said, I'm not going to show it, but you know, husband face. How old are you? I said, why? He just wanted to let you know that the mustache is not going to get the ladies, huh? Very unusual things. What I would like to know, do you guys have anything that links Nagatoro Rocks to being me? Because for your explanation for the lolly screenshots is, well, they got my name on it and it's in the server, so clearly that's me. Well, this doesn't show anywhere that this conversation happened. I presume, well, maybe it happened in a DM or in a private server. Whatever the case is, this person doesn't have my name. It doesn't even have my name. It doesn't have my name. It's Nagatoro Rocks. My account was either Trapmaster or Dragonassa. This doesn't have Dragonassa or Trapmaster. And as far as I'm concerned, that anime chick is an anime chick, not a dog, which is what I used to have for my profile pic. It's always a dog. So that's it. Y'all gotta try harder than this, guys. I'm telling you, y'all gotta try harder than this. All right, let's break this down. I already showed this in Coffee Time 4. Those two of me. Okay, there's also this. So it's like, as I can see here, you have a hard time showing things in their full context.
Read the fucking account. Notice how this is new. This ain't new.
What was that?
You guys can see it here. You have a hard time showing the full context. I want to show you what you said.
You said that account still exists? That main account still exists? There, Dargo, instead of saying, I would never do that. I would never do that. That's not me. That's disgusting. You're lying. What?
Account trap. This is a new account. Where's your account? Because I don't want you guys to find my new servers.
Sure not denying it. Sure not.
You say dumbass. You say dumbass. I did deny it. You just show the part where I said that account is not mine. It still exists. It still exists to this day. As we speak, it still exists. Right now, it still exists. Because I checked a while ago. You can go find his account. Okay, let's go on Discord right now. Let's see. Here they are, right? Here they are, right here. Okay, here they are, right here. This is him right now. This is him right now. If you want to go contact him, that's the way to contact him. So, right off the bat, I would like to mention that the main account, this isn't my main account. There is no way for this to have been my main account. Because people know what my accounts are. You showed what my accounts are. So when Nino says the account still exists, this account still existed at the time, Nagatoro Rocks. My main account are these. These were my main accounts. So if you want to say that I misspoke, sure, I misspoke. There's a bit of a mix-up going on here. I said my main account, and then I showed Nagatoro Rocks, but we already know what my main accounts are because You guys showed it, and you guys say it. These were my main accounts. Nagatoro Rocks is a separate issue. And yeah, at the time I was saying this, his account still existed.
I haven't spoke to him after that whole thing.
Yep.
If you guys want to contact him, this is how you can contact him. After that video, I had a chat with him, and I'm not really interested in talking to him anymore. Now, he explained that there was just a misunderstanding, but I'm not interested in the misunderstanding. All right. And I kicked your siblings, and they can contact me whenever. I don't really care too much. I explained the details in the final thoughts. This account still exists. You can still find it. You're going to have to prove that this person's me. Okay, so main account. Let's see the full context. And this includes the I'm a head part. This includes it. Let's see the full context. Okay, here's the context right here. The full clip. You can check out this video for yourself and see the entire video. But we're just going to play this part right here.
Shit. We just see some shit. You know my real name and the state I live in? I don't know you at all. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know your name, and I don't know the state you live in. Are you thinking that I'm Trevor? That I'm immortal? Brody, what? Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? I was a staff member at the end of your whole little ordeal as owner. Oh, you're talking about him? Trevor knows my name and state, just ask him. I don't need to. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going through that trouble for you. I don't fuck.
So, according to him, a person who he presumes to be a predator and stuff like that is not worth the effort to go and expose. That's Nino speaking there.
Fucking care. Hey, bro, unmute yourself. You know, for this texting shit. Texting shit is for fucking bitches. But
by the way, this is one of the first times me and Shozo spoke to each other. It's one of the first times. So Shozo doesn't know the context of all this stuff. But just from Nino, you can see in this call, I barely talked. Because Nino made the case for me. I don't even need to explain everything. He made the case for me just by his own actions. He's not serious.
No, but he has your money. Okay. And then that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, have him on mute. Keep on texting him. Stop texting that shit. He's right here in the VC call. Call him out. Call him out on his bullshit. Call him out.
I put this down in the third. What happened? Why don't you just report me since I...
Yes, because I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to ask someone else for their info, right? Wait, what the fuck? What?
You have proof of this? You have proof of this?
Yes, because you had pictures of me, started calling me cute, acting really weird in my DMs. I did it, and you deleted the account. You deleted the fucking account.
He's still here. He is still here. If you want to contact him, go right the hell ahead. That's between you and him. It's got nothing to do with me. Despite what you got to say. That is not my main account. My main account was always called Trap Something. And the Dragon House stuff came later. I explained that all in my final thoughts.
Still look at DMs.
You deleted the fucking account. And deleted your name. Notice how this is a new account. This is a new account, Trap. This is a new account.
Where's your account? Because I don't want you guys to find my new servers. Like this. Well, my account still exists.
I'm going to get to that.
Can you tell them why you don't want to find your servers? Posting your shit. I think that you're misunderstanding and not understanding that we do not care about it. You're in the past. If you want to make a new server, I don't care. Trevor doesn't care. Immortal doesn't care.
But
no one
you
cares.
realize what kind of accusation it is to call somebody a pedo, though, right?
Because you want to be a creep and come into my DMs and call me cute. What the fuck? I was 14. I was 14.
You
knew that.
Do you have proof? Is there proof of this? Where's the proof of it? Send it to the police.
Send the damn screenshots, bro.
I'm gonna send it to the police, and they're somehow on my list. Listen.
You know my name. You know my state.
I don't know your name. Don't know your fucking state.
Both of y'all, calm down. I'm gonna talk. If he done a heinous crime, such as what the Wayne Stros have done to me, right? They're going to say that I'm a pedophile here because of the Spider-Man costume shit. But later on, Kiwi Farms reported their Discord for having child porn and a lot asking kids for news, everything. And they're just going and projecting that to me because, they want me to be the target compared to them, but Kiwi Farms has saw through that shit. So they reported. How come you didn't report him when he actually saying this creepy shit? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'll report a fucking dude like him ASAP. If he ever says that shit to me.
At the end of the day, it was something that it slipped my mind because at the end of the day, I did not fucking care.
Y'all hear that, right? It slipped his mind. This is such an important issue, but it slipped his mind. That was just an oopsie, you know?
Did not care in the moment. Because I thought I was never going to interact with this individual again. And I knew if I report it, he's just going to end up making a account, like he's done before. So new accounts just for this shit.
So a pedophile legit slipped your mind?
Yes.
How? What the fuck?
So you put other kids in
because it's a nigga on Discord, I'm not going to try and track your fucking info.
You showed that he's a fucking pedophile. You tried to limit him.
Hold on. How am I going to find out who he is?
I don't know. Talk to people that around him.
It's very easy. You just ask people, bro. Just ask. There's other people who had my emails and my name.
So how is he going to know? You asked for the information. You didn't even care to ask. He didn't even care to ask. But to be fair to Nino, like what he said, he thought that he was never going to interact with me again, and it was over and done with. But it's not, is it really though? Because he still continues saying that that's me. So clearly it's not over and done with, and yet you don't take the steps to report me. I mean, you can still report me right now if all you're saying is true. And why not just report me? But we already know what kind of person Nino is from also this.
No, I want to address now the groomer stuff. So who's grooming who?
Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, where did that come from?
No, I want to answer the question because they keep on bringing you. Hey, I'm just repeating what Vault said and what all these people said. Somebody said that. What's going on with that?
Your friend. who I believe is you. I still believe it's you because
Okay, you can believe it's me, but you don't know if it's me. You can't prove that it's me.
deniability. Of course, and we'll go with your example. Plausible deniability. Even though you're known to have a history of alts and talk to yourself on these alts, I wouldn't put it past you to make an alt and DM a picture of me. But again, besides the point, this person had commented on my appearance and basically tried to, give me advice on my looks.
Okay,
that's not a bad look, or that's not a good look. Sorry.
Okay.
If we can put that in.
Nino, how many years has it been?
I'd like to turn the question back to you. How many years has it been since you've been out?
Because I don't remember. It's like 5 years or some stuff. Like now, Nino, I
remember when this happened. Okay, hold on. Remember when this happened? And I'm gonna say it to you, like I said it before. I had no issues with you, even with the shit that was. We'll even say alleged, even though I seen it myself. I know you fucking. But we'll keep going. Even with all of that, I tried to put it past you, and I tried to be peaceful with you.
Okay.
I made that a point to say to you before that. This is my thing. The only people in that staff chat that were messaged were me and another person that had nothing to do with it. The only similarity between both of us is that we were minors. Both of our pics were sent to both of us. I just
what other person?
What you said.
What other
Plus
person?
Ultra. Plus Ultra was a minor at the time.
Plus Ultra?
16, 17. He was Vault's mod.
Who the hell is Plus Ultra?
Plus Ultra was a Vault mod that eventually became a mod in SOS. It's not there anymore.
How old was he?
16, 17.
Really?
Trevor, Slayer, every staff member had their games on. These were the only two people that were screenshot, both sent us. Only similarity is that we're
Well, I didn't even know that. You were sent one too?
Yep. Picture of both of us.
Huh. Okay. Well, me and him are going to have a long chat whenever the hell he's on.
When he's on, please direct with me. I'd love to hear the thing.
I want to understand, Nino, is why you call me that though?
Because, again, like I said, you have a history of alts. You have a history of alt making.
Okay.
And
even if that's true,
something you've admitted to like.
I never
the alt
said
is based
that.
around something. The alt is based around something that you said you.
Okay, Nino, even with the alts, that doesn't prove anything.
This is the only thing I have to go off of. Like you said, plausible deniability. I agree.
But you're saying like it is.
The only thing.
See, what here's the thing, right? Is one.
This is what you do. You said that people are pedophiles, Trav. You said that people are pedophiles, even if there's plausible deniability.
If there's just one thing, I don't say that, but.
And you can go back and watch the stream, this video in context, and that was it. That's all it went from. That's all that he has, is because I make alts, that is proof enough on its own that Nagatoro Rocks is my alt. Just from that. No screenshots, nothing like a stream coming up where Nagatoro Rocks accidentally comes up. Like I'm showing my Discord and Nagatoro Rocks is the account I'm using on Discord, or me saying in a statement that Nagatoro Rocks is me, or nothing like that. Just that's it. All Nino has is his words and the fact that I made alts, which is true. But how do we know that that is my alt? It's a big O, it can be, but what Nino was saying is, after this confrontation is from plausible deniability, then I put the definitive label that somebody is a pedo or not, which is not what happened when it comes to Dandadan. I explained that, but they weren't listening. But Nino showed how that's something that he did, because he called me a groomer because he thinks that Nagatoro Rocks is me. But he never showed how Nagatoro Rocks is me. He just said it. He never showed it. That whole thing with what was going on with Godlike Physique, that was his name back in the server. You're saying that Physique admitted to taking the screenshots and he admitted of those things, but why do you guys trust Physique? Why do you guys trust Physique? Physique, he is a extreme troll. He lies a lot. Because it's this issue against me, you trust Physique. You don't trust Physique on anything else he has to say, but on this one particular issue, you trust what he has to say. You guys don't like Physique because Physique was on my side when it came to the whole Appassionata issue, the show that is. But because in this one particular instance he's not on my side, now all of a sudden you trust him. That's the common pattern that I see, whether it's with me or other people, is when people are against you, you have things to say. When people are not against you, you have nothing to say. It only matters when they're against you. If not, then you don't address it, you bash pie as if it never happened. And this is why I say that Nino is untrustworthy. Not only because of the lack of urgency, the lack of seriousness that he treats a topic like this. If somebody truly is a online predator, you find that out. And what are you doing wasting your time to expose them? What are you doing wasting your time to organize a task force to take them off the internet? Not only did Nino admit that he didn't do that he didn't even try to do that, but that he had no urgency, no will to do it. He just didn't care. But he cares enough to call me a groomer, but he doesn't care enough to do his due diligence to get somebody who he thinks to be a groomer off the internet forever. After all of that, who am I? I'm going to use their lore page in order to explain that. We're going to make some corrections as we go through the lore page. But this is the lore page. This server, called Symphony, is a server that I created. It's an LTG, low tier god, troll server. I created this in 2021. This is the third iteration of the server. The first iteration of the server was done by Appassionata. The second iteration of the server was done by me. And then it got reported, taken down. The third iteration of the server is the one that you're looking at right now, and then I transferred ownership to Trevor. So as we can read, right? First low tier god goon server was called low tier goons. There was plenty of other LTG troll servers, right? Now, this is the one made by Appassionata, the first low tier god goon server. And it lasted from January to mid-February. It was created around that time, and then it got deleted. I believe it happened in July of 2020. It happened around July, if I remember correctly, because I was in there a long time ago. It happened around July, late July of 2020. So this server only lasted like 6 months. Now, there was a private server called Low Tier Vials Fan Club. And from 2 months is where everybody was. But Low Tier Vials Fan Club was a private server. It was made by Cobalt. This is where I came about. And my name at the time was Ban Evasion. And I proposed to Appassionata looking for help to create a new Low Tier Goons server. Passion agreed, and we made the server and say it's worst mistake. But if I hadn't do that, there wouldn't have been a big LTG troll server. So 2 months later, that would have been, so if it happened in late July of 2020, that means 2 months, July, August, September. September is when the second server got created. Let's Hear Gods 2.0, Trap Empire, whatever it was called. Now, the server blew up in popularity. Passionata, under a different name, the name Furude. And yeah, there was a bunch of things that happened with Dale's mods. Again, that's that. And they're making a whole thing about Spook Island was the first time people questioned me openly. Yeah. And then the 2020 elections is when I apparently showed my true colors as a racist incel. But what we didn't know was his pedophilic tendencies, which, again, we're going to get into that. So you see, and they even mentioned about the racism and the transphobia stuff, and then they add this onto it. But I'm going to show you what's going on with that. So they got in a DM saying that I have to go. It consisted of Zeno, Goon Gang God, Multi, Jay-Z Nation, very important name to remember. We're going to get to him. We're going to expound upon Jay-Z Nation. It's good that they mentioned Jay-Z Nation. I'm going to show you the screenshots of the DMs. Appassionata, who referred to his original name, and New Age Black, which I already showed here. So Zeno showed Brody everything, and Brody told me everything. So Zeno and Brody came to me telling me what was going on. What's not said here is they wanted to report the server to take it down. Enabling the use of the hard R. Yeah, I don't care. They wanted to report the server to take it down. Not only do I show that, but so does Reaper admitted that that's exactly what happened. Reaper admitted that that's exactly what happened. Here's Passion, known as Passion Chan, and there's Cloak, which is New Age Black. Here's them getting in a whole call, a whole group chat in order to take down the server. A server full of trolls, and they have no idea. There's Jay-Z Nation, very important person. These people got in a whole group chat in order to report my server. Not knowing that Discord sometimes can delete servers, and when they delete servers, they can delete entire servers with accounts included. So that means their own accounts would be deleted, and the accounts of so many LTG trolls could have had their accounts deleted. Just because, and they admit it here, because they don't like my politics. All of this started over politics. They talk about the new cognitive, which I showed. Trevor got doxxed, even though me and Vault Rep told him not to put his personal information in the copyright stuff, but he did it anyways and got doxxed. Not defending Dale or anything, he should be doxxed in the first place, but we told him not to do that. Alrighty. So, yeah, now he's making a whole narrative about all this type of stuff going on. Goon Empire, Goons 3.0, Symphony, which is the server they're in right now. Yep. I was on a 2-week hiatus. I left Trevor in charge. Right. And then I gave the server away because I saw that there was really no point to keeping this going. You know, I'm going to say this, all right? When I got involved in the LTG troll sphere, I was just there for the giggles, the funny stuff, the funny memes about Dale and this and that. It's all fun and games until Dale laughed at Ronnie McNutt's self-ending. After that day, it was never the same for me. After that day, I said, I don't find this stuff funny anymore. I want this guy taken off the internet forever. And I'm pretty sure I made that clear to them in a staff chat, which I no longer have access to. But I made that known to them, and they didn't want that. They didn't want me to take down Dale. They want him to still be around so they continue making content off of him. But, you know, that's that. But you see, originally, Trevor, Slayer, and Rick were on my side against Appassionato. The issue is Appassionato really did not, in addition to Appassionato not liking my politics, he also didn't like that I wasn't letting the people that he made staff be staff anymore, like 17 and Goon Gang God. I removed them from the staff because they were not functional people. They kept on banning people. They kept on causing all sorts of drama, unnecessary drama, right? You know, I laugh at it. It's funny and this and that, but it's like eventually it gets old and it's like, all right, now it's getting old now, so we got to stop. And when I say it stops, not, you know, let's stop now and then do it again a couple weeks later. You don't do it ever again. And that's what they did. One very primary issue, I know it's so stupid, but this is such a thing that was causing so much problem, is the issue of blocking. They wouldn't like that I made a rule that you cannot block staff and staff cannot block you. The staff can't block you because how are they going to moderate if they're blocked? How are you going to moderate somebody if they're blocked? Two, if the rule is that staff cannot block you, you cannot block staff because it's a mutual thing, right? Anyone who's staff is forced to see your messages. That's a rule I had in the server. You have to do that. You cannot block people in your staff. So that means, so it was like a mutual respect thing. Since the staff cannot block you, you shouldn't be blocking the staff. If you had a problem with the staff, you take it to Submit Tickets, which is a channel that I created. I created this channel, Submit Tickets. They changed the name. And you settle your issues there. But they didn't want that. Right? They didn't want that. But all of this is besides the point. The problem is this L0lic0n stuff. Well, we can clearly see that these people are into L0lic0n. But that's not enough. How do I know? How can we show proof, definitive proof that I was set up? I'm going to show you how. As we can see all the way back from the lore page. These people got in a personal group chat in order to report me. Right? Remember, all of this started over politics. Right? So as these guys are getting together, talking about their plans and how they're going to report my server, yep. So at this time, I got a report that my server has been reported. And yeah, there's me sending the message that I got from Discord. Crazy stuff. So you got to understand is that during this time, this would have been around, this is right there in the top corner, November of 2020, me and Appassionato had this beef, right? He didn't like my politics. And because of that, he wanted to create a whole thing. You see, the Civil War. This was called the Goons Civil War. Because it was low-tier goons, and it was a civil war. Yep. The fat racist pedo. So the thing is when Appassionata made his server, this is his server right here. When Appassionata made his server, this is his server right here. At first, Appassionata made this whole thing about he received a bunch of screenshots of Trap, which is me, saying wild racist stuff, right? A story time with Passion. This is in SOS. You got screenshots from this deleted user saying supposedly I said all of these racist messages, right? And we don't know what happened to this person because even Appassionata doesn't know what happened with this person. And he says, even to this very day, I don't know who this person was / is. Right? Even Rick at one point asked me if these messages are real or not. And I basically told him that they're not real, right? I'm not going to zoom in because of what the material is, but of course you can see, if you look a bit closer, what's going on here. Yeah, somebody's impersonating me. Jay-Z Nation, Jay-Z, has tried to impersonate you, so it could be him. Right? Remember what I showed about Gil and the stuff that he said. That they're trying to pin this racist thing on me, because that's the thing that they were trying to do, is that they were trying to say that I'm a big racist. And you can see me and Rick are talking about this. Let's make sure that this is actually Rick. Copy ID. Actually, hold up. Let's go to the message and copy the ID. That's way better. No, it's the same thing. It's the same DM, but at least it's... There you go. You know, why would I say such a thing? I would let people who I know to be black to be my mods. They said that this was in another server. This is BS. They're just coming up with fake ass stuff. I know they can't stop talking about you, and Jay-Z has tried to impersonate you. This is literally akin to those fake LTG accounts. I highly doubt you will say something like that knowing that people are grasping at whatever they can to vilify you. I knew this was about politics. These people really can't handle different opinions. Apparently only racists allow different opinions in these people's heads. And I just tell them that's not me. Or where you get the screenshot from? Somebody sent to Passion. We don't know. It just came from nowhere. There's screenshots of me saying a bunch of racist stuff. That just came out of nowhere. And then there's Brick talking about some femboy subreddit. This dude's been a weirdo since the beginning. But we're done with Rick for now. So that was the thing. Is there was a propaganda battle between Passionata and me. Passionata was trying to convince people to come to his server. This server that is new cognitive, the one that you're looking at right now. He was trying to convince people to come to his server because I'm a racist and all these kinds of things. So the issue is that Passionata was making this whole narrative that I said these racist messages. The issue is that nobody was buying Passionata's story. Even Rick didn't buy it, and he was trying to play a double agent for Passionata. So that's how it started. It started with the racism. This is the reason why I brought it up in the discussion I had with Sly as well, is that people faking screenshots about me is not new. And you even see in the DMs I've had with Rick, he mentioned a person called Jay-Z Nation. Who's Jay-Z Nation? Who is Jay-Z Nation? That this person just fakes accounts. Jay-Z Nation has tried to impersonate you, so it could be him. Right? Even Rick saying it. Not only Rick, but also Trevor. This is him. This is Trevor's account. We're talking about Kirby, right? And this is Nation. Doing what Nation does. And here's Trevor saying that he's using Xeno, which was a mod at the time, his profile pic. Jay-Z Nation. So remember, Passionata and his people were trying to convince people that I was a racist. And they faked screenshots. He just happened to get screenshots from a deleted account, and we don't know where these screenshots came from about me saying the crazy stuff. But it didn't work. It wasn't working. People were not convinced. Rick wasn't convinced, and he was on his side at the time. Even Rick was not convinced. Trevor wasn't convinced. Slayer wasn't convinced. Nobody was convinced. But as you can see here, the claims started escalating. So also what's included is the transphobia stuff, that I'm a transphobe or whatever. Again, but that's something that not everybody cares about. That's something that not everybody cares about. So they needed to ramp up the escalation of the labels. Now you can see, even from this point, that they started saying that I'm a lolicon, the child CP. Right? That's what Nation is saying. If we're joining the wrong Discord, a Discord you join is all about harassment and CP. I mean, Trevor, I'm speaking to Trevor, he doesn't seem to say, yeah, actually, yeah, you do that. So, even all the way back then, they tried with the racism. They saw that the racism angle wasn't working. People didn't care, right? You saw that Gil tried to fake things, trying to say that I sent him crazy stuff in his DMs. Or I sent somebody to say crazy stuff in his DMs. And we can clearly see that that's clearly not what happened. That he sent himself things in his DMs. And we know Gil is New Age Black. So we have instances of that's two people faking accounts, Jay-Z Nation and New Age Black, trying to say that I'm a racist, which I'm not, and that Zeno is saying that I have a server with CP in it, which I do not. We can clearly see that these people are faking accounts. Here's Trevor acknowledging that this is fake. And you mean to tell me that after all of this, if these people are willing to fake accounts, somebody sent a picture of people hanging in his own DMs. New Age Black did that. And you can see what's up with Jay-Z Nation. Even Multi. I'm going to show you what's going on with Multi. Okay, so here, I presume that this might be the DM of Physique. This might be Physique or a different person, I don't remember. So he's asking, why am I going into Furry Boy, that's Multi, also known as Mute City, calling him a furry hard R, right? And it's asking me this, I'm like, I didn't do that. There's somebody there with calling him a furry hard R. I'm gonna give his @ it's like he's on YouTube video. And here, look at this nonsense, bro. This guy is so desperate to come up with something against me that these guys are making YouTube accounts and spamming their own live chats and streams, trying to say again, part of the narrative that I'm the racist. They try to come up with these things, right? But we already know that these people, they fake accounts. They already faked me being a racist. I mean, you can read that for yourself. I don't think a person who's gay would say something like this. Which it is, but it is true, by the way. This is true, by the way. But I'm getting beside myself here. We can see that this is what's going on with these guys. This is what's going on with these guys. Like, this guy has this freaking 2-view stream and he's thinking I'm spamming his chat. All of this over a Discord server is crazy, man. We already know that they faked the racist stuff. You're telling me that they faked the racist stuff and they made a big thing about what I said to Max. And you're telling me that it's not possible that they also made all this stuff up about the L0lic0n stuff? You're telling me that these people went out of their way to make entire accounts saying that I'm sending them racist stuff. And you're telling me that I didn't. They're lying about the racist accounts, but they're telling the truth about the L0lic0n stuff. Like, what are we doing here? Just to show that I really was never with this stuff to begin with. Here's my DM with Pygmy, and here's my DMs with Pygmy. How we know this is Pygmy? I can just copy his user ID, go over here, put it down, and that's him. Alrighty. He says me, boy trap, I want to see if this stuff he's going to send to not safe for work is okay. I don't know if it is, I'll link it. Because the age is rapid, it could be awkward. But say, I'm not looking at that. And I honestly don't know why LTG troll servers have not safe for work to begin with. You just don't post lolly stuff or you're gone. He said, all right. And I say, Merry Christmas. He says, Merry Christmas. I said, here's to another year of goons. And he said, hey. And yeah, and then this is why I got banned. And yeah, that was that. And let me say, in these guys' DMs, I don't want nothing to do with lolly. I tell him, I tell Rick. Rick came into my DMs talking about some trap. How do I set up suggestions for my server? I want to make changes, including making not safe for work only access for those with a role for it. And I said, I'll set for you by home. Just make sure anyone who has access to your server is not a minor. Rick says, never mind, I figured it out. And then he made his server. He never checked anything, apparently, because he got Nino in there. And not just Nino, other people. I think we get it at this point, right? I think we get it at this point. All of these things against me, and yet they found my accounts and they found the long IDs of it, But how do we know that the account posting the weird lolicon stuff is my account and not somebody making it up? Because I clearly showed that there's plenty of people making things up, not just about me, but about other people as well. How can we know? When Appassionata joined, came back to SOS, he brought all his propaganda with him. And now Trevor and Slayer and Rick repeat all this stuff that comes from Appassionata. But how do we know that all of this stuff is true? You go to the message of the weird stuff and you copy the long ID. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm asking for.
I see you're in my server, you talk about this, I'm going to ban you. If anybody comes to me saying, hey, we need to have a middle ground, I'm just going to ban you. Don't talk to me about these niggas again. They keep defending these lolicons. I got nothing to say to people who defend lolicons, bro. It's that simple. I got nothing to say to these people. They're charitable. They keep on flipping things out of context. They can't show the full context. Kingslytee himself, he was just talking about what I was saying about the main alts and all this type of stuff. They changed alts because you guys come into servers. You did it. You just did it. I showed it in the video. Kai did it to Blade server. You guys do break servers. That's why I don't want you guys to come to my shit. But now, you guys can rate whatever you want to. I'm just going to ban you. You haven't proved that that person's me. And even if that person's me, you haven't proved that the screenshots are real. Anybody can change their name, profile pic, and all those kinds of things. And say that they're whoever they want to be. It's like the most stupid, like stupidly easy thing to prove. Once again, I'll do it again. I'm on my Discord. Let's go on my Discord. Let me show you. Anybody can change their profile pic and their name to whatever they want and then post whatever they want. Let me show you here right now. Let's look at this. Look, you see it? I can change my name to Slygot, just like you have on Discord. Change right now. Change my banner. White. I could change this stuff too, but I don't need to. I just do. Here we go. That's you. Change that. Now, look. See that? Oh my God! Don't say it. Say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. You see, anybody can do this. But how can we show that this is not Kingslytee? All right, this is me. But how do we know that this is not Kingslytee? So here's what you have to do. Go here, copy user ID, you post it. Okay, there's my long ID. Okay, go to my blocked people. There's Kingslytee. We're gonna copy this. Go back, post it, and it doesn't match. You see that? This can be changed to whatever you want. This cannot be changed. So you need to prove that those people in the screenshots are just me, not just by this, because this doesn't prove anything. Because anybody can change their name and profile. I just did it right now, right before your eyes, and can say anything. But this cannot be changed, as well as this underneath their name is harder to change. This underneath their name is harder to change. See? Mine is different, and so is Kingslytee's. They're different. So, yeah, this is like the most easiest stuff to prove. Why don't you do it? I'm not going to wait for you guys to fabricate the evidence now, but this is easy. That's all you had to do. But you can't do it because it's not true. You already passed the 12-hour mark. The reason why I gave you only 12 hours, you didn't need to make a stream. You could have just made a video. Just like, you know what? Here's all the stuff against Dargo. There you go. Easy. But you can't do it because it's not true. But you're still streaming right now, and you didn't show it anyways. And in the future, when you make another stream on this, you're still not going to show it. Or you're going to fabricate it now because I'm showing you how to do it. Regardless of what you do, I'm not going to respond to you no more. This is how you prove things here. This is what I was asking for. You can't show anything because you don't have anything. I'm done with you guys for real this time. I'm being dead serious with y'all. You don't have shit on me. Kingslytee, you're an idiot. You don't have anything to say about AyoCoffeeSama. You didn't mention AyoCoffeeSama at all. You could have said in your stream, like, hey guys, I don't fuck with Dargo and Chozo, but I have to mention something. I don't fuck with AyoCoffeeSama. I don't fuck with Rick. You say you only talked to him twice, but you didn't say, I'm not cool with that nigga. I got nothing to do with that shit. I'm not cool with that shit. I'm not cool with Rick, but you won't say it. You won't say it. And you won't show it either. It's like, these niggas are weird. Like, I don't like Dargo. I don't like Chozo, but these niggas are fucking weirdos. I don't want to deal with those people. But you can't do that. Why not? See what I'm saying? This is why Kingslytee defends lolicons.
This is what I have been asking for the entire time. And let's not gaslight into saying that I'm changing my position, because this is how you know for sure, because people have faked messages with my name saying things that I didn't say. So who's to say that they didn't also fake messages showing images of things I never sent? I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to warn y'all some crazy stuff. I don't show anything though. I'm going to warn y'all some crazy stuff. This is what I'm asking for. This is what I'm asking for. Is what I need from y'all to show me that y'all actually have something on me, that you actually show that I am who you say I am. This is what I'm asking for. I'm going to show you what I mean.
So here's Nino in the Not Safe for Work channel. but he would have been a minor at this time, as you can see. This is Nino. All we can know is we go to the message. See that? Go to the message. Copy the go to the message. Go to the profile. Copy the user ID. Look up. Wow. You look at that. Interesting. Crazy. Very easy stuff. Yo, that's crazy. Look at that. Finally, not a minor little bro. Okay, this guy has a very strange profile. Bonten #1 champion. Finally, not a minor little bro. So this guy now is an adult past this time, whenever this time is. But how long has he been in the not safe for work? Let's see. Got ourselves another minor in the server. Well, used to be, according to them, of course. So, here's the thing, right? We got this guy who was a minor prior to this point, right? Was a minor prior to this point. And here they are in the Not Safe for Work channel. Here he is asking for the Not Safe for Work. What do you guys think? Interesting. Okay. We got some gyrating going on, and we got whatever this is up here. Interesting. So, they are acknowledging that this person over here, whoever this person is a minor. Can't tell me shit till you graduate, little nigga. I don't speak to minors. Okay, this person in this server, at this point, not even this long ago, like a month ago, is a minor in the server. Okay, so we shouldn't see this person in the Not Safe for Work channel, right? At all? We shouldn't see this person in any Not Safe for Work, right? Well, I mean, you tell me. So, from this current point backwards, this person is a minor. They're acknowledging that this person is a minor. And he is in the Not Safe for Work channel. They have this person in their server who they know to be a minor in their server. Crazy. Really crazy stuff. So let me get this straight. This person here was potentially a minor. They're talking about drinks. Oh, okay. Alright, that's what they're talking about here. This is a worse conversation than I suspected. Okay. But this person is underage. This person over here. Or is it this person? But they said DDD Dan is currently underage. I'm not exactly sure. It's very unusual. Okay. Alrighty.
I don't have the words to explain the ridiculousness, the audacity, really. I don't have the words to explain how ridiculous it is that these people, with all of their claims and all of the messages and all of what has been said and done, they have all of this to say about me, about what I did and what I didn't do, or all these kinds of things. And they do things like this. I don't even know what was the Nino thing. Whatever that was supposed to be. But the same person who says that I'm this or that, I'm a groomer and this and that, and they literally admit minors in their DMs and all that. Where do we even go from here? How can we square this circle of what in the world is with this server, bro? This is what people turn my server into after I give it away. I entrusted the server into them because I wasn't really an LTG troll like that to begin with. I was just there for the giggles, just to laugh at the dude. After the Ronnie McNutt thing, I didn't find anything funny anymore. And if I didn't find anything funny anymore, and I'm not really talking that much in the server anyways, then there's really no reason for me to be there to begin with. And I had no issue with these guys. If they wanted to, I just gave the server to them. Whatever they decide to do with it, it's not my server anyways. They can do what they want. The problem is the reason why I got banned is that I'm a racist, homophobe, transphobe, whatever it is. Those things I don't care about. I don't care about these issues because these are subjective political opinions. They tacked on the L0lic0n stuff because they know that nobody cares. Because they need people to believe them, to just Trap is truly this evil person. Truly believe us, guys. Just trust us. That Trap is an evil person. Don't listen to Trap. Trap is completely untrustworthy, and he didn't expose anything about us. There's nothing he exposed about us that shows that we're hypocrites or anything like that. This is what's going to happen from here. This is the last I'm going to speak about these particular issues. Because there is no discussion further to be had with these people. I already showed them the proof of Rick. And they don't want to give me the time of day to explain myself about me being set up. They don't want to give me the time of day. They don't care. They don't care to look. They don't care to double check anything going on. Well, they don't care to double check what's going on with their own people. They don't care to double check what's going on with me. Honestly, this makes me go all the way back to what I said in the coffee time videos. I exposed them, SOS, for hypocrisy. All the way back then. And it was just in messages. There was no video. I just exposed them in messages. People saw what I had to say. And people left. That's the reason why the only people left in SOS are the people who just repeat what they say and say that I'm all these things. The people who are actually cool with me, they left. They left. They weren't banned. They left. They're all gone. And they don't want to come back. It's going to happen from here. I'm not going to go on anyone's call. I'm not interested in no more group chats. I'm not interested. I'm not going to join your group chat. I'm not going to join your server, and you're not going to join my server. Hey, Dargo, let's have a talk, because the time's up. It's over already. There's nothing more to talk about. Everything that I showed here, besides the proof I was set up, everything else is just videos. Anybody can just look these things up. There's nothing particular to this video that no one can look anywhere else. I have a whole playlist with the videos of this drama. I'm also going to include Kingslytee's streams into the playlist, assuming he doesn't decide to take his streams down, because sometimes he takes them down, he puts them back up, he puts them down, he puts them back up. And he just does that for some reason. And that's just what he does. I'm still gonna, whatever is up, I'm gonna put it. If he takes it down, then that's whatever. It doesn't really matter anyways. But you can clearly see there's a very big difference. I want people to see, to check for themselves. They'll just take my word for it. Double check. Look into their streams. Look into my streams. If I say something like, Dargo, what's up with this? You come and question me. But if you're going to pass this video, whenever this video is up, if you're going to come to me to ask more questions about this topic, about these particular people, you cannot ask me anything if you haven't seen this video. The requirement would be is you need to see this video. If you don't see it, then there's nothing for us to talk about. Not only that, you need to see it and acknowledge what you're saying. If you don't do that, there's nothing for us to talk about. Now, if you want to question me about something I said here, that's fine. But you would have to at least acknowledge that I showed what I showed. If you have a counter proof, that's fine. We can hash that out. But there's not going to be another stream about this. There's not going to be another video about this. This is the magnum opus prima pars. All right? That's it. Now comes for the concessions. I already know what's going to happen after I say this. So I'm going to say it first, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen afterwards. So I will admit that the way I ran SOS was not the best. It was my first time on Discord. I didn't know everything that was going on. I saw that LTT troll servers had not safe for work, so I decided to have it not safe for work in my server as well. Now I didn't know so many minors would be on Discord. Well, I didn't know so many minors would be in a troll Discord because it's very, very heavy stuff. Now, I will admit that the way the not safe for work channels were handled and the fact that minors did get into the server, I will admit that was very, very bad move for me. That I should have done more to double check, and I didn't. I can make these concessions. I will admit, wasn't handled well. I didn't double check. Now, when I did double check, I made sure that they had no access. There was more I should have done. If anyone felt hurt about that, I apologize. I know it doesn't mean much, these guys don't like me or whatever. But at least, there can be healing that can come from this. I can acknowledge where I mess up. I can also apologize for believing Chozo and running with what he was saying. Now, no one has anything on me saying that I defended Chozo on the L0lic0n stuff. When I found that out, I cut ties with him. But I did defend Chozo when it comes to the whole doxing and the fighting stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that all turns out to be false. None of it is true. I apologize. You show that that's not the case. So I have to retract that. I'll make that retraction. You guys are right about Chozo, and that's it. You guys are right about Chozo. And I regret being his friend. I denounce him. I don't want anything to do with Chozo. It's up for Chozo. Chozo comes into my area. I'm going to give him an earful and then send him on his merry way. If I can, I'll even try to get this dude taken off the internet behind bars. Because that's what you do with people like that. With people like Chozo, L0lic0ns. I can make these concessions. It doesn't take anything from me to admit my faults. It's already over. There's no coming back from this. This is the end of the road. I made my concessions. Will you guys make your concessions? Will any of y'all come out and admit that I was right about Rick and that I was right about the SOS hierarchy and that these things against me were made up? Look where it comes from. Look at where all this stuff comes from. Look at the people coming up with these kinds of things. What we all need to do is we all need to go back and double check who we get our information from, who we defend, and who we all need to go back and double check who's our friend, what do they do, what do they say, the information that we use on other people. We all need to go back and double check. If I was Kingslytee right now, I would be engulfed in anger. I would be engulfed in anger. I'm already extremely furious with Chozo and how he led me on to fight his battles for him, getting me involved with Kingslytee and Will when I have no beef with them. I don't care about Will and Kingslytee. My issues between me and Rick and the rest of SOS is hierarchy. Will and Kingslytee are the side people. But I'm gonna just say this: if I was Kingslytee right now, I would be mad as hell. I'll be shooting fire from my hands. I'll be like freaking Ozai from the Avatar, shooting fire from my hands, feet, mouth, and it will be a black comet on Earth. Me shooting fire from the sky, making Armageddon come down, is how mad I would be if I was in Sly's position right now. The fact that these guys put him in this position, where because of his what he does and his ego and all these kinds of things, he has to put on an image where he can't take anything back. What he says is whatever he says forever. He can't take anything back. He doesn't make any mistake. And if he says somebody's wrong, then they're wrong forever. And if he says somebody is right, then they're right forever. He can't make any concession. So he's forced into defending Rick. Now, that's Sly's fault. Because he could just denounce Rick whenever he wants. He had plenty of opportunities. So the SOS, they're a liability. And people who defend them, they get put in this position is like, they have to defend Rick. Otherwise, to come after me, they have to defend Rick. Because if they admit that Rick is who I say I am, then that means I'm right. And if I'm right about Rick, what else am I right about? These people bring everyone down. These past couple of days I saw from Sly, something I never saw him in him before. Sly usually is very confident and he goes off on people and clowns on them. But when it comes to this, when it comes to the interactions with me in this topic, he looks drained. He's not energetic. He looks like he's done. He looks like he's done. He looks like he doesn't want to do this anymore. He looks like he knows what position he's in, but he's too proud. He has too much pride to pull himself out of the mess he created. And what I can say is you guys deserve each other. SOS, you bring everyone down. Trevor, Slayer, Rick, you bring everyone down. These people who try to defend you, you put them in an impossible position. You put them in an impossible position. All you have to do is cut off Rick. You can't cut him off. Because he's integral to y'all. He's entrenched in the community. It's not just SOS, the LTG troll community as a whole. They have to revolve around SOS, and SOS revolves around Rick. You can find one member weird, another member weird. You can count on each other, but if anybody touches Trevor, Slayer, or Rick, it's up for them. And they're clowned forever. And Sly, because your audience is mostly SOS, you have to defend these people. Because otherwise, if you don't, then you will be clowned on. Because that's your money right there. But is it really worth the money? Is this really worth staking your whole reputation and how people will see you long after you pass? Is this really worth it? Was this all worth it? Well, I will say to anybody in the future who is dealing with these people, come to my server. Anything that you have. Do not expect me to just make a video and start joining your battles just like I did for Fans and 7. Don't expect me to do that. All right? Because there's plenty of other people who came into my DMs in the past who had other issues, and I listen to what they have to say and acknowledge it and give them advice, and then they go about their way. I'm not going to say who they are to protect their anonymity, but it's happened. Do not expect me to just join a battle like I did for Fantamu and 7. But do not be afraid to come into my DMs and ask. If you need clarification on a particular issue, I'll give it to you. And there's only so much I can put into a video, into a stream. I will give you things that don't show up in my video. Because even with everything that I've shown, this still isn't even. This is surface level. This is surface level stuff. I have more than this. Anyone who is going after Rick, and now anyone who's going after Kingslytee as well, come to me, come to my server, it's in the description, and let's hash it out. And tell me what's up. That's what's going to happen from here. But I'll end with this. What's going to happen from here is that this is going to be it. This is the magnum opus primum pars. And that's what it means. So, if you have anything, I'll help you. But don't expect me to do anything more than what I already did. I'm just glad this is finally over. Honestly. After a couple days, I'm going to go back to banning people again. I'm not going to say when. It's just going to happen one day. And it'll just be like that until the rest of time. So on an unannounced day, random day, you're not going to know what it is. I'm going to start rebanning people again. I know they're going to I'm going to do more streams and they're going to come into my chat. Just know that everything is being recorded right now, just like right now this is being premiered. And I have Ghoulball recording the chat of this video. So Ghoulball, if you're watching this part, say hi. So that's what I've been doing with other streams of mine and other comment sections as well. Everything that you said has been made a log of. And even things in private messages that you guys have sent. You don't know what I have. You don't have no idea. But that will be for now. Long story short, Rick's a lolicon. He has people defending him. And yet, at the same time, they want to call other people what they are and what they're not. Who cares? Peace out, bros. And take care of yourselves. I'll catch you guys next time. God bless. And take care of yourselves. Peace. Having seen this, do not let your heart rest on bitterness, nor your tongue to gossip. Rather, take away this lesson. A community built on lies and mockery will collapse. Those who expose others while hiding their own sins are already judged by this measure that they used. Matthew chapter 7, verse 2. But for us, the Christian path is different. To live in the light, to repent of our own sins first, and to speak truth without cruelty. Let your takeaway be this. Pray for those who deceive. Guard your own soul from hypocrisy. Remember that justice belongs to God. As St. Paul says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans chapter 12, verse 21. Let us expose what is false, but in order to cling more firmly to what is true. May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you always. Amen.
Blue Archive. And by the way, let me tell you something that you all might not know is because it kept coming up in discussion. Matt went and played to see what it was because I wanted to know if it was readily available, like the ages of these people. So Matt's like, all right, I'm gonna play it. He played it. He let me know what it was. And you have to look up to see the ages. And he said, like, during it, like, nothing was really happening. Like, nothing crazy was going on. And then he didn't play it again. So I was like, okay. So it's just these creepo guys online that draw, like, sexualized pictures.
It's the fan base.
It's the fan base. Yeah, it's the fan base. Now, I'm not sitting here being like, oh, Blue Archive's great. I wouldn't play it. No, that's just me. I wouldn't touch it. But so I did whatever I could to figure out if this is true. Because if it was, Coffee was going to get cut. And he already knew that. Everybody in the call that day knew it was going to happen. That Vault was there. He was there when I said it. I said, if it's true, you're out of here. I don't care who it is.
It was either about Rick or Coffee showing off an anime that was on their My Anime list. And he was hyper fixating on like the incest part of the anime and like calling either Rick or Coffee a pedophile just because of that. Yeah. And that's when my comment came there. That's the context of the comment.
But incest is not pedophilia.
It's not inherently pedophilia.
Yeah, it's not inherently. You could have 45-year-old sister and brother having sex with each other. It's not pedophilia. It's disgusting.
It's bad, but it's not.
They should be
pedophilia,
shot, but yeah. So I don't know what the own that was.
All right, so what's going on here? What is this? What's going on here? So this man called Zeke came in. He talked to me before, and he wanted to know what was going on. So Zeke came to me, and he was asking me about this other dude. I don't know who that guy is. And Rick said, if you can take down every video about him, yeah. Okay, bro. Again, we're coming up. We're coming up. Y'all can see. You want to get these videos taken down. You want to get these videos taken down. So here we go. Calling us pedos collectively. He's comparing anime lists. Again, no anime list, right? I don't know who he's talking about here because I never showed anything like this anywhere. And if he's talking about Foxy, then that's a different situation going on. But I never sent that shit to nobody. That will all come in a different video. But let's get to the task at hand. Let's get back to the task at hand here. So this man over here has his list public. This man over here has his stuff public. So y'all, if you guys are not convinced on Slate, oh no, Rick over here. They hated it. I enjoyed it. Look at this anime over here. So we're gonna read. So this is one of the animes that Rick enjoyed. So due to a sudden accident, the twins Haruka and Sora Kasagata have both lost their parents. Starting their lives anew, they return to their childhood home, living once again in the rural quaint town they did 4 years ago. However, reminiscing such a nostalgic place also means recalling all the memories of the two that they together, and that gave a blissful joy. All this stuff seems cute. You know, it seems like a cute show. It seems like a cute show. It seems like a cute show, bro. No, we're not. You're not. No, it's not. It's not working, bro. I know. You're upset. Yep, that's right. Y'all know about this show. This is an incest show. So this is a hentai. They show this character over here getting at it. By the way, you can look it up. Yosoga no Sora. Yosoga no Sora. I'm gonna put it in the chat so you guys can see it. Incest show? Yes, it is. Incest show. Yosoga no Sora. But it gets worse than that. It gets worse than that. How old is this person? She's 16. She's 16. She's 16. And let's look at the root. Because this game comes from a visual novel. In this visual novel, you can make multiple relationships. Well, one of the roots is Sora's root, which is this character over here. So Sora gets together with the main character. This is the main character right here. This is her brother. You can tell because they look very similar. And they have the same last name, and it says it that they're siblings. So Sora's root, the last episodes of the show. So apparently, that night, that night, Haruka catches Sora flicking the bean in her own room while mentioning his name. Yeah. These two go at it, they kiss. In the show, again, all this stuff. She ran away, the shock of the twins getting at it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. There's a choice. Literally, yeah, but this is weird, though. This is weird, though. Y'all really defending this? This person's 16. This person is 16. Y'all really defending this? What's the point of this? This is what Chozo was talking about on Slight Stream. But y'all wanted to change the conversation. Rick, you're quiet now, right? No, it gets worse. No, you're not. No, bro. You better come back. You better come. You better bring your ass back over here right now. You know, maybe you guys might say, guys, it's just one anime. Who cares, bro? Who really cares, bro? Okay, I got you. I gotta be careful because some of this stuff is hentai, so I don't want to bring that shit up. So here we go. Kiss S6. Introducing, you got two stepsisters. Yeah. He has to resolve conflicting feelings for his sisters, or either reject or succumb to his sister's intimate advances. Fortunately, or perhaps for Keita, his sisters aren't the only women lasting after him. His temptation to get the better of the boy and well. So yeah, this is another one of these incest anime. I don't even want to know how old these chicks at. Y'all can do that research yourself. You guys can do that shit yourself. Kiss X sis. What did I do with slide? Again, y'all changed the conversation. The conversation was about this person. Hold on. It gets even worse. So, hold on, where's it at? It's at the bottom. It's near the bottom here. So he gave this show a 7. Let me crop this image real quick. So this anime is called, what's it called? My younger brother is really big. Wanna come see? Remember, you guys were really trying to, again, really trying to defend dude. Let me cut that part off. Is it coming up on stream? Let me cut off this just a little bit more. Okay, pretty sure you guys can see here. Now, a young preteen is caught masturbating in the room by his older teen sister Chiaki after having broken his beloved sex toy, Sakura-chan. Far from disturbed, Chiaki is surprised by the size of her younger brother's penis and takes a photo of it to share to her friends, urging them to come over to see his cockzilla. The very next day, the two girls named Nagisa and Yukiko come at Chiaki's house to look at Niao's cockzilla shamelessly. Chiaki exposes her brother's body before her friends' astonished eyes as they start discussing its size. With the intention of knowing its true caliber, they engage in stimulating it beyond its limits. So, here's the thing, right? This is one thing debunked. This is one thing debunked. You can come to my server. You know what? I'm going to open that shit right now.
All right, so there's the arrow that's pointing at it, right? Now go to the right. Just click on the right.
Oh my
Okay, you see a circle? See that circle
Okay.
right there?
Yeah, I see the circle right there.
Okay, look, so somebody cut that out and put it on screenshot on number 1 at the top left. So that screenshot on the left,
you can't write
clearly,
this shit.
it's obviously fabricated. Somebody photoshopped that. You can't use that because it's been fabricated.
You are a whole retard. Can you tell me how Dragonasa Dargo is not Delganito?
Oh, you
or
go to
Dragonasa's? Can you go to Dragonasa and tell me that he's not Delganito Dargo?
Can you use fabricated evidence in the court?
It's not fabricated. This is literally, what are you talking about? This was sent. I don't edit these. I
didn't say you did that. I said somebody set
put it
you
up there.
right?
No,
Somebody
retard.
set you up.
Retard.
Somebody set you up. That's what I'm saying.
I
Somebody
saw
set you
it.
up.
I'm the one that did this.
I did not. Somebody
Nobody
is making
could
you
have.
look stupid.
You're dumb.
Somebody is making you look stupid. You
Oh
didn't
my
do that.
God.
I didn't say you did that.
No. I'm telling you I did that. That's what I'm saying. I stacked them so they could be on one screen,
Wait,
dummy.
you stacked them? You the one who stacked them?
This one is me, dumbass. I couldn't fit them both on
you
one.
photoshopped that. That's what you're saying. You
Photoshopped it. I photoshopped. This is photoshopped. Oh my God. I can't even get to my old. I can't even get to my. All right, let me hit. I'll hit Slayer up. Hold on. I can't get to my old account because I'm locked out of it. Because then I would have to literally edit this on the fly so I don't show L0lic0n that this freak is really want me to do. I don't know why, but now I have to hit Slayer up.
Oh my God.
Send me autism because retard over here can't just get over the fact that Delganito Dargo is a freak.
So you the one who added this picture? That's what you're telling me? Jesus Christ.
What group are we in that has Slayer in it? All right, here we go. Let me hit him.
Jesus Christ.
I
man,
have
that's
to
crazy.
get. I have to get Slayer in.
You
here.
you edited this picture?
You're a retard. You are a whole retard. This is not. This was
just said
two
you stacked
pictures. Yes, there were two pictures. I'm put on top of each other so I can show the stream.
Man.
That's
Oh,
not
that's
a.
terrible. That's terrible.
No, it's
man.
not terrible.
You
What are you
fabricated
talking
a screenshot. That means you can't even use it.
What are you
fabricated
talking
it.
about? I have to put two screenshots so I can show the stream. So I put two pictures next to each other, and that becomes this is not real anymore.
Oh man, that's
okay,
crazy.
yeah, this is dumb. Oh, okay. So I just want to let you know.
This is
Tails,
nuts.
this is who you're using, by the way. This is the guy. You're listening to him. He
This
thinks
is
that this
nuts.
is not real because I put two pictures next to each other.
Oh my
to show
goodness,
the
man.
people that the Dragonasa is a freak. That's what he's. I just want to let you all know that that's what he's saying. Just in case you all were like, what is he talking about? He is saying this all Dragonasa, Delganito Dargo is now totally absolved of any crime because I put a picture next to another picture. It's not the L0lic0n. It's the fact that the picture's next to another picture. That becomes
So
he's innocent. No. That's what you're saying, right? I just want to let you know.
Source
That's what
then.
you're saying. Are you saying that's what makes him innocent? This is what makes him innocent.
Trust this source then if you
I just
Photoshop
need to know. It's not Photoshop. I need you to
Do you
tell me.
have his long ID? Do you
I
have his long
need
ID
you to
verified
tell me.
details?
Is this why you're saying that he's innocent?
You do realize
Can you answer that question?
You can impersonate someone on Discord. You do.
Okay,
you do know,
got
right?
it. Can you answer my question? Can you
Is
tell
it
me?
possible to impersonate someone on Discord? Yes or
Cool.
no?
No, you didn't answer my question. We're not gonna skip past. Is this why
Okay,
you're saying he's innocent?
I answered your question. You answered mine, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
So is this why you're saying he's
cool.
innocent?
What's
Is
your
this why
question?
you're saying he's innocent of all the L0lic0n that he had? This is why you're saying it?
That's one of the reasons.
No,
One
okay.
of
What's the
reasons.
other reason? Let's get to it. Go.
Oh, it's my turn, sir. It's my turn. You gotta answer my question. Remember?
No, we're not done with mine. Remember, you said that you were gonna.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm not
answer yours
answering
at
your
the end.
question. I answered your question.
No,
right?
we have to
It's my-
continue with the Dargo thing, though. So tell me how this is.
Come on, slap
Even though
it down, man.
we literally showed you him opening his account and Dragonasa leading to Delganito Dargo. Are you blacking that part out?
Anyone can change their name to whatever, but they can't
Okay, I
change
just
the long ID.
showed you that the name Dragonasa
Do you
leads to
have his
Delganito.
long ID on this account? That's what I'm asking you. Do you have the long ID? It's a
I don't.
unique number.
I know what it is. I know what it
So
is.
how do
We
you know
showed
it's
you
him? How do you know
because
it's
it
him?
led to him, dummy. We just showed you.
Do you have his long ID, man?
I
That's what I'm asking.
don't. Well, this account's not around. So how would I have it?
You had 3, 2, or 1 year for that to get that.
What?
evidence.
I had 3, 2, or 1 year. What? Wait. Psycho Reaper has it. Oh, I'm sorry. Psycho Reaper has it. Send it to me, Psycho Reaper, real quick.
Yeah, let me see it.
All right. Okay, send it to me.
Y'all know Dargo is watching too, by the way. So I'm just letting y'all know.
I don't give a shit.